All right, it's that time of the week again, is it? It's that time of the week again. We are, gee whiz. Hey guys, how you going? So I'm BK Sport. God bless me today, man. God bless Titans fans because, oh boy, it's been a season. It has been a damn well season, and today is nothing short of a tough one here for the Titans, especially after a loss last week to the South Sydney Rabbitohs, which realistically shouldn't have been happening, but it did damn well happen. And Titans find themselves in 17th place, so they've got a lot to do to try and avoid that wooden spoon. They actually, if they win today, they do actually go into 16th position, so they're all actually 15th position for the time being. But the Rabbitohs do have a bye and whatnot. So, a lot to play for here for the Titans. Cronulla Sharks, they are in struggle street at the moment. They have obviously had a really tough slog of it the last week against the St. George Illawarra Dragons, who obviously yesterday did lose to the Warriors and effectively ended their season. So that wasn't a good loss there for the Sharks by any means. But then again, the Dragons did play well against them, and the Dragons obviously won the week beforehand against the Canberra Raiders. But at the end of the day, the Sharks should be feeling like they're a much better team than the team they lost to last week, and they are fighting for a top 8 spot. They are desperate for a top 8 spot. If they lose this game, there is a big chance, a probable chance, that they do actually drop out of the 8 if the Dolphins win later on today. Obviously, we've got Dolphins-Broncos later on, and we do have the Rabbitohs and the Eels later on as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a big day of rugby league here across 3 games. But obviously, I'm a Titans fan, guys. You know, I stream every game here, but I am a Titans fan, and I will worry. I will worry before every single game. There is never going to be a game where I don't worry about what could happen. Could we make a damn well game of it? Maybe, sure. We did against the Panthers and should have won that game, and we beat the Warriors, obviously, about 3 weeks ago. But then you go and lose to the Rabbitohs, you're just like, well, what the shit am I watching? You know, what we doing here? You know, what we doing here? Also, really annoying that Latrell Mitchell played 1 game before getting injured again, and it was against us, and he killed it. So, you know, he's not playing today against the Eels, Latrell Mitchell, but he was able to come back in against the Titans, kill it, and then dip out. So, yeah, that's definitely more frustrating. But, look, guys, let's get into the 2-team lineups here for today's game. We'll go through the previous results, then we'll get into the ladder, and then we'll see what you guys are saying in the chat. So, obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here, absolutely fire damn well up for another massive day of rugby league, because as you've seen over these first 3 games of the round, we are in for a massive back end of the year. This round is huge, and obviously most of the big games have already happened, except for maybe the Broncos-Dolphins. But next week is just as big, dude. Next week is absolutely huge, maybe except for the Thursday night game. But, you know, ultimately, we got the top 4 playing each other next week. You know, Titans and Warriors again. Geez, there's a lot going on. So, yeah, this is the time of the year where things are getting red hot. And let's get into this one here today. So the Cronulla Sharks, this is the second round of Indigenous round because they give a home game to all the different teams. Now, the Cronulla Sharks, they come into this game from 8th position. They're represented by the Dharawal and Guigal people, and the Gold Coast Titans, they come in from 17th position, and they are represented by the Ugamba people. Shark Stadium in Sydney is where this game is being played, and it is the home of the Dharawal people. Now the ins, Jesse Colquhoun, Mawene Hiroti, and Tuka Hautapuha, with the outs being Braden Hamlin-Uele, Britt Nakora, and Jesse Ramians. The 2 massive outs there of Britt Nakora and Jesse Ramian, and also Braden Hamlin-Uele, who is also a part of their team quite regularly. So there's 2 big forwards there for the Sharks, and the Titans are getting back some massive forwards here as well. So that is a negative here for Cronulla, that the Sharks are losing some big key players there, plus also their centre and Jesse Ramian, who could have had an absolute monster field day against the Titans. So big outs for Cronulla. Now, the fullback is Will Kennedy. The wingers are Sione Katoa and Ronaldo Molotalo. Centres of Mawene Hiroti and also Siasifa Talakai. You got the 5'8", Brayden Trindle, with the halfback being Nico Hines. The front row forwards are Adam Fanor-Blake and Toby Rudolph, with the number 9 being Blake Brayley. You go to the back row of Billy Burns and Teague Wilton, with the 13 being Cameron McInnes, who is the captain. And then you move into the interchange, Jesse Colquhoun, Thomas Hazelton, Tuka Hautapua, and Hohepa Peru, with the 18th man replacement being, again, I say this every week, Daniel Atkinson. Craig Fitzgibbon as a coach. Why does Daniel Atkinson always get named as the 14 and then always gets named to be the 18th man when the game is on? I don't understand it, Craig. Craig, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why is Atkinson always the 14, and then by the time we actually get into the game, he is the 18th man? I do not understand it. I don't get it. What is the point? What are you doing, Craig Fitzgibbon? I don't understand it, man. Every single week. What is the point? It's not even mind games at this point. It's just like, okay, I see Atkinson's down to 14. He ain't playing. No. He ain't playing. He's going to be the 18th Denwell man. Yeah, there's spat everywhere. That's what you've done to me, Craig. That's what you've done to me. I'm spitting everywhere now because of you, Mr. Fitzgibbon. Gee whiz. Anyway, to move on from that, which we will probably complain about again next week, and that's not even me saying that that Daniel Atkinson should be playing. That's just me saying, why do we do this every week, Craig? Why? What's the point? He's got to be spitting everywhere. But look, this Sharks team, I predicted to win the comp pre-season. Obviously, it's been a roller coaster, and the roller coaster has mainly been down than it has been up this year. Obviously, in recent weeks, they got a good win against the Cowboys 32-12, but that's a bit of a whatever matchup there. Lost the Dragons last week, which was really poor. They were awful, the Sharks, but the Dragons were pretty good. It was a 22-14 game. Sharks were not good at all, but the Dragons overall were pretty balanced and were pretty good. And then you go back to 3 weeks ago when they beat the Rabbitohs 14-12, but the Sharks just simply were not good. They were really boring, they were really average, and they weren't a great team to watch. So their last 3 weeks, the Cowboys game in the first half, they absolutely killed them. Second half, they got a bit complacent, but whatever, they still won by 32-12. Overall, I haven't been impressed by their last 3 weeks. You go back to the Roosters game where they won 31-18. That was impressive, especially with the Roosters' form right now. They're coming off an absolute flogging of the Dogs last night. They slap them! They put their pants down and spanked the Dogs last night. So that's actually a pretty good result there for the Sharks in hindsight. At the time, it was a pretty good result, but now it's even better of a result. And then you go back when they beat the Dolphins. So it's like, over the last 5 weeks, because then you go back to the Storm and the Broncos and whatnot, which is a kind of different point of their season. But after their bye, the Dolphins are a team basically top 8, and if they win today, definitely top 8. And at the time, they were top 8 as well. The Roosters are a team that is in the top 8 right now, weren't in the top 8 at the time, but were making their charge. And then the 3 games after that were 3 games against teams that aren't in the top 8, against the Rabbitohs, the Cowboys, and the Dragons, and they were the 3 games that were the most least impressive out of all those 5. So they just kind of bumble through this season at the moment where they can't get up for these smaller games, but they can get up for the bigger games. I'm aware they lost to the Storm and the Broncos and whatnot and the Warriors at that month stretch in between buys. But outside of that, for the most part, they did beat the Storm at one stage 31-26. They beat Manly 30-14 when Manly were playing a lot better than what they are now. This Sharks team just knows how to kind of make a game of it, but they're just not consistently doing the same things against the lesser teams as they are the better teams. And the benefit for them is that they've got a bye next week, and then they play the Knights, and then they play the Bulldogs. So 2 easy matchups here. They should be guaranteed for the 8. We'll get to the ladder in a second, but their bye next week is absolutely massive in regards to guaranteeing them for the 8 pretty much, because it will put them into 30 points. I do think this year you need 32 points, but look, at the end of the day, they should be winning both the Titans and the Knights games. And then the Bulldogs game is maybe not a 50-50, but a 60-40 Bulldogs way or 55-45 Bulldogs way. But on rosters alone, the Sharks should be able to absolutely win that game. So, it's very interesting. It's very interesting how the Sharks have played this year. And I was speaking to my mum, who obviously is a Sharks fan, the other day. And, we were talking about kind of the problems there. And I do genuinely think that people overrate and talk too much shit in regards to coaches quite regularly, and they do like to just simply blame coaches every single week and all the time and just really hounding the coach. I think it's unfair for the most part, but I do actually look at Craig Fitzgibbon at Cronulla Sharks. I do actually look at him and say, I don't know if he's getting the job done. I don't know if Craig Fitzgibbon is actually the coach for Cronulla at the moment, because we've seen them get bumped out in straight sets of the finals in recent years. They haven't actually won a home finals game at Shark Park since 2008. The Titans, who have won 1 finals game in our history, have won a finals game more recently than the Sharks, and it was at home in 2010 against the Warriors. So the point that I'm making here is that I know that's not all on Craig Fitzgibbon, but the point is that the Sharks, just when they get to the crunch, they just don't simply have the crunch at the moment, and they've got a really balanced team. They've got a great fullback. They've got a decent fullback who was doing pretty well in the Dally M earlier on in the year. They've got halves that should be getting it going. They've got plenty of international players in Molitalo, in Talakai, in Siona Katoa, in Adam Fanua-Blake. Blake Brayley's been having a fantastic season. Cameron McInnes has been Origin before. The point of the matter is that they have a really, really balanced team. They should be doing better than where they're situated. But let's see how they go today against an opponent that they really should be beating, but they also really should have beaten the Dragons last week. Now, the ins here for the Gold Coast Titans, my boy, our good Keanu Kinney. He is back into the lineup after a long-term injury. That is exciting to see, but there's also some massive ins here of Mwaki Fotuaika, Philip Sami, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, and Tony Francis, with the outs being Lofiana Khan-Pereira, Arama Howe, Brian Kelly, Jojo Fafita, and Khalees Haas. Some couple big outs there, and BK, Jojo Fafita, and also Khalees, and also Lofi, who had a great game last week despite the loss. He just unfortunately did his hamstring. So a couple big outs here to mix in, but the Titans do really bolster their forward stocks with the Tino and Wakey Fodawaker inclusion, and obviously we're really looking forward to seeing Keanu Kenny back out here on the pitch. Now the fullback is AJ Brimson, with the wingers being Jalen DeGroot and Tony Francis. We move into the centres. Philip Sami and Bo Firma shifts in from the back row into the centres, with the 5'8" being Kieran Foran and the halfback Jaden Campbell. The front row forwards are Mwaki Fodawaker and Jamin Jolliffe, with the number 9 being Sam Verrills. Back row of Chris Randall, and Josh Paxton is starting here today in the back row when he was originally meant to be the 17. And then the man, the machine, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. He's the captain and he is in the lock position. Interchange of Regan Campbell-Gillard, Isaac Fa'asuamaleaui, Keanu Kenny, and Jacob Alakwinki, with the 18th man replacement being Tukumahaya Simpkins and Des Hasler as the coach. This Titans team, they've been playing better footy of late, but unfortunately, they still have been struggling. Last week they did lose to the Rabbitohs 20-18. Was an awful game from both teams. The Titans just simply weren't able to get it done. They just simply weren't able to get it done. And yeah, look, you look at a couple of things that happened, and maybe you call it a high tackle for Jaden Campbell that could have tied the game, but at the end of the day, the Titans weren't good enough. They just simply weren't good enough. The forehands, they were good enough. They were, well, not in the first half, but overall, they actually didn't play a bad first half when they were down 24-0. But it's just the individual lapses really cost them. The Panthers were able to really, crunch you when you do have those individual lapses, and they were up 24-0, but the Titans came back to 26-24 before a amazing amount of controversy hit that game, where the Panthers ended up winning that game 30-26. But the point is that you look at that as a pure result and you say, okay, they lost. But if you look at it and watch the game, you understand that the Titans were actually very good there against a very good team who were on a 8-game win streak or whatever at the time. They go back the week beforehand, they beat the Warriors 24-16, and the week beforehand they lost 21-20 to the Tigers. So look, yes, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games, and we all know this is Titans, they lose a lot of games. But the point of the matter is that this they have been playing a lot better footy of late. They are obviously trying to avoid the spoon. But realistically, like on a head level, I do have to tip the Sharks here, and I do have to tip the Sharks 13+. On a heart level, obviously I'm going to back my boys in all the way. If you guys are looking for a commentary that is going to be completely equal across both teams today, this stream isn't going to be the one for you, because at the end of the day, I am going to completely back in my Titans, and I want to see them do well. I want to see them win. I want the community to be happy. So if you are looking for a commentary that is purely just equal across both teams, this isn't one for you. But I also will tell you if I think that there is something that goes harsh against the Sharks, and I will be honest with my opinions and whatnot. So, look, I'm going to tip the Sharks 13+ there on my head, but on my heart, I'm going to tip the Titans 1-12 and say that we find a way to put ourselves out of the spoon today, and then that would put if the Rabbitohs won tonight, put the Knights into last. It'd put the Rabbitohs into last for now. If the Rabbitohs lost, the Eels, they'd stay in last, but they've got to bye in 2 weeks' time, so they would still be 2 points away, but it would really heat up that spoon battle, and gee whiz, Sharks, your season would be really, really close to being up in flames if you lost this one. Now, in regards to the ladder, the Titans, they're in 17th position on 16 points. They're the only team there on 16 points with a minus 155 points differential. If they lose, shock horror, they will stay in last position. However, if they win this game, they would for the time being go above the Rabbitohs, who are minus 195. They play the Eels later on tonight. And if the Rabbitohs win, then obviously they jump back above. If the Rabbitohs lose, again, they've got to bye in 2 weeks. But then the Knights are also on 18 points with minus 152. So if the Sharks won by 3 points, Titans won by 3 points here today, they would go above the Knights into 15th position, which is actually crazy to think. And then it really does bring that the Cowboys would start to worry that there is a genuine chance that they could get the spoon, because the Rabbitohs will have their bye. So if they, in 2 weeks' time, they would go above them if the Cowboys didn't win another game. And it's actually a really big game between the Cowboys and Knights tomorrow. Whoever wins that game probably avoids the spoon. Whoever loses it is really right there, is absolutely right there. So, look, a lot to play for the Titans today, just to kind of push themselves out of the sole last position. But there's still obviously results they need to rely upon. Now, in regards to the Sharks, they're in the thick of it. They're in 8th position. and they're on 28 points. Now, they've got a bye next week, which is really crucial to their season. They're on 28 points, which is equal with the Sydney Roosters. The Roosters obviously did win last night. Roosters with a plus 92, Sharks with a plus 35 points differential. And also the 28 points of the Broncos, sorry, I forgot to mention that, who have plus 104. Now, if the Sharks win this game here today, they would go above the Roosters, they would also go above the Broncos, and they would go into 6th position, 1 point behind the Panthers on 30 points. But again, Sharks fans, the Panthers get to play the Raiders and the Bulldogs across the next 2 weeks. So you just got to hope they lose one of those games, and you could absolutely jump above them. Well, you would jump above them with the bye, and then you would be close enough to the Warriors there to even potentially still jump into the top 4. But you probably would have preferred, in my opinion, would have preferred the Dragons to win that, just to keep that top 4 really in your hands. But obviously, not to be. So yeah, look, the highest they can finish is in 6th position, but it would just come down to the Broncos losing to the Dolphins, which is the next game after this. Now, if the Sharks lose this game, they've got to hope the Dolphins don't beat the Broncos, because if the Dolphins beat the Broncos, the Sharks would go into 9th position, and the Dolphins would go up there into the top 8. That is the lowest they can go. Manly are 4 points behind, but they obviously get to play tomorrow against the West Tigers, which is a must-win game for them. So if the Sharks lose, the lowest they can go is 9th, but that is quite low for them, because that is outside of the top 8. But there you go, guys. That's us done for the preview. I'm head tipping the Sharks. I am heart tipping the Titans. The Sharks have kicked it off. The Titans will get the ball here through Jallender Group. And first hit up there by the big Jimmy Jolliffe. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Get into the chatola. Gee whiz! Olivia Ray, she's coming with an absolute slap. She was telling me she had an absolute big day at the casino yesterday. And she's coming with a whopper donation to start us off here for the day on a beautiful Saturday. A $160 redo donation. Another day, another donation. Some of my winnings from last night. How good. The rest is going towards my beer at Suncorp this Arvo. Well, you might need that beer at Suncorp this Arvo, because that's going to be a red hot game between the Dolphins and Broncos. But thank you very much, Olivia. You know that always is very, very much appreciated, and your support is very, very much appreciated. And I hope you're still absolutely killing it with your fitness. And good to see you're smashing the casino and taking it off the bookies. But the Titans on fit tackle now will kick this ball to the Sharks. Will Kennedy, and he'll bring this ball out to the 30 on first tackle. Beautiful day in Sydney. Volt Hunter says tip of the Titans. Hey, listen, I hope so. I hope so, mate. Mounty says Titans are almost guaranteed minor premiers with a win today. Now, they're already guaranteed, mate. They've never lost a game in their history. Second tackle here for the Sharks, and they will be at the 35. Blake Brayley off to Sione Katoa. And Katoa will go down the right, pushes off a couple. He's at the 50 now. Oh, that's way too many easy meters there. Way too many easy meters. Sam Jenkinson says, I'm ready for my prescribed 80 minutes of weekly depression. Yeah, no, welcome to the party, mate. Welcome to the party. We'll sing Kumbaya together. We'll sing Kumbaya together, son. And it's like, for me, this is a hard one, right? 4 tackle here at the 32. Blake Brody to McInnes. McInnes hit a Trindle, then taken down at the 20. Well, it's fine. You can complain about it all you like, Braden Trindle, you cat, but that's fine. You weren't completely tackled yet, and Tino comes in late. So Nico Hines gets it out to Talakai, and that was the worst 5th play option I've ever seen in my life. This is a very difficult game for me, because at the end of the day, I'm a Titans fan. My mum is a Sharks fan. I've also tipped the Sharks to do very well this season, so I really want to see the Sharks do well. It's like I want the Titans to win because I want to avoid the spoon, but it's like I also don't want to, at the end of the day, the Titans really aren't playing for anything significant, also the Sharks kind of are. So for me, it would be really good to see the Sharks actually get a bit of a move on today and find a way to get themselves back on track, especially for Mum, so that it doesn't, completely derail their season. But then again, that's not really our fault. That's their fault. Mike for awake with a good run of the 35. That's not really our fault. That's their fault. I know. It's just like, it's not a win-win, because I don't want to see the Titans in last. But I'll be able to accept if it was a loss. And that's going to be Philip Sami now at the 50 on fit tackle. Really good meters being made here from the Gold Coast Titans on their first set of the game here. Really good meters. Oh, well, their second set of the game, sorry. Jaden Campbell knocks this one down to William Kennedy at the 5, and he's going to bring this ball out here to the 15 on first tackle. Yeah, I did hear that there was an earthquake in Queensland today. God bless everyone. I hope it wasn't too bad. I think it was up around Noosa area, and some people felt some stuff on the Gold Coast. But yeah, that was a random thing to wake up to for sure. Mounty said, if Titans lose today, I'm just going to assume they want to give other teams a chance in the minor premiership. Yeah, we are nice on the Gold Coast, mate. Very, very nice. We just want to really give a helping hand sometimes and just allow the competition to be a bit more fresh right-hand side. Why don't you think about the people as well? Panthers, Storm and Roosters. Why don't you think about other teams winning it for once, maybe? That's what we do. So Nico Hines will put that one in the corner. Where is the full... Okay. What the fuck was that? Where is our fullback? Are you off your rocker? Do we have a fullback playing today? Do we have a fullback playing today? Hey lads, do we have a fullback? Or thank you, Jay. Do we have a fullback playing today, or are we just going? Are we just having a bit of a laugh? Where is AJ? Where is AJ Brimson? Oh, what? He was in the line. Why have we got no? Why is AJ in the line there? Why is AJ in the line? Try confirm. Of course, it's try confirm. Kevin Walters. No shit, Sherlock. I don't understand. What? What are we doing? Lagan, a fullback is sinking piss at Cronulla leagues. Yeah, he's not at Northies with Todd Carney, but he's AJ. What? I don't even understand what that was. I don't actually understand how we got that. How AJ was. Anyway, it was good play by Nico Hines. Like, shout out Nico Hines. That was really good. That was really good stuff there from him to pick out that we had no fullback. What? What on earth? Lockie says, I personally think Cowboys deserve the spoon. No, I think personally it's between the Titans and the Knights, but the Cowboys are a shout as well. Alpha Kappa says, I'm calling it early. I think Titans going to win this one. Well, I think you should probably change that call with what we've just witnessed. I don't understand. So Nico Hines will kick the conversion at 6-0 here, 5 minutes in. I'm still just flabbergasted what we just saw. Lagan says, I put a cheeky $10 on Titans 1 at 12. AJ and Tony, anytime try scorer, paying out $55. Well, good luck. Well, good luck. Okay, so I understand that it was a 3-on-3 with AJ there, but, like, why have we got no fullback? Darcy says, Tino at it again, real smart. Tino? What did Tino have to do with this? Tino? What's Tino done? The only time I've seen Tino today was when he made that hit on Braden Trindle. Well, what did Tino do wrong? The board collector says the scammers versus the fraudsters. No, board collector. Hey, what are you thinking? There's no scam or fraud next to the Titans. There is a fraud next to the Sharks, though. Second tackle here for Cronulla, and they're going to be the 15. Can't believe I just watched that. Alpha says, I felt it up here at Bundaberg, earthquake. Lagan says, fullback is Singapore, that's right. Reese says, how do all three players be open? I don't know. I know. Now, like, realistically today, guys, the Sharks do need to win this game by a big margin. Their points differential is not good enough, and they just really want to solidify themselves and get a bit of momentum. And they've got two really easy games on either side of the bye here. They should be winning by big margins, and they are at home. So the Knights usually are a bit of a tricky one for the Sharks individually. I say the Knights are a tricky team anyway, but... for all teams, they're just one of those really tricky opponents. But especially with the Sharks, it always seems like the Sharks do have a pretty good game against... the Knights do have a pretty decent enough game against them. I could be completely wrong on that, just off the top of my head. But they should be coming into these two games and expecting big blowouts. So third tackle here for the Titans. They'll be the 44. Darcy says, sorry, players need their shoulders tapped on this year. Up to 6 need to be sold off, plus any off contract. I don't necessarily disagree with you at all, but I don't understand why you blame Tino just then. So fourth tackle, and it's going to be Sam Verrills. He gives it off to... that's going to be Jimmy Jolliffe. And now Kieran Foran, he'll put that ball into the air. A little bit of a breeze around today. Makes it a bit awkward. And Sione Katoa will get that. And he will break away from a couple tackles and take it down to the 20. A huge loss here defensively today is Jojo Fafita. He's been really good for the Titans this season. He makes some huge hits and can make some big plays. So, a bit of a big loss there. But again, the Titans should be getting some good moves to the forwards with the inclusions of Mikey Fodawaker and Tino into the team. And now Will Candy, he'll be taken down to the 40 on third tackle. Klaus says, I'm from the Shire. Good stuff, man. Same as my mum. My mum's from the Shire as well. Big Sharkies fan, unfortunately. Saving for Noah Blake to the 50. Brenton says, Sharks usually beat us from memory. Not sure about the Broncos game without their star players. The Broncos game after this. Yeah, that's a really tough game to read. I did see, someone was telling me the Broncos are favourites for that. I find that quite interesting. Just after one loss there for the Dolphins. Like, it was a bad loss. 60 points. Titans get the ball at 3. It was a bad loss to the Roosters last week, but still, like one big loss, and now apparently the Broncos, despite having half their team out, are favourites. All right, third tackle if the Titans 11 metres out, not making many metres. Darcy says, Tina's achieved nothing. I'm going to read this. No, Sam. No. Sam, come on. You can't be timing that out for 5 minutes. Nah, people still allowed their opinions, bro. Like, I'll reply to them. If someone has an opinion, they're still allowed to say their opinion, bro. Tino's achieved nothing at the Titans but a gold paycheck and errors. I reckon he should go back to Melbourne Storm. Jolliffe is the future. I'm definitely going to have to... 1 second here. Sione Katoa is going to bring this ball to the 50. I'm going to have to disagree with you here, man. I think that is a ludicrous statement to make. I think it's ludicrous. I think you're buying too much into the media ploy right now. Tino at no stage has ever said that he wants to leave, is going to leave. Tino has been a pillar of the Titans for a long time, and the team hasn't been built around him, that he doesn't have the support. Knock on from the Sharks there at the 40. He doesn't have the support. We haven't had halves. Our hookers have been different, and the forwards have been chopped and changed over the years. Our fullbacks have been changed, and our entire team has been changed. And Tino is very clearly a very hard worker. Tino is very clearly a guy that puts his heart and soul in for this team. And whether you have a negative opinion on him or not, you cannot deny the fact that he has been an absolute pillar of this team for a very, very long time now. And whether the Titans haven't achieved success or not is not solely down to him. It is not blamed to... the blame is not down to him. No, I understand that, Jay. But it's like if he's not saying anything that's completely... disgraceful or just like I'm happy to reply to it in a Titans game that is obviously speaking about Tino, where Tino is obviously a big talking point right now with his contract going potentially elsewhere. But then again, we heard this a couple of years ago, and yet he stayed and wanted to stay. Bo Firma here, good run here to the 35, and it's going to be 6 again. Klaus says, I'm a Dragons fan long before the Sharks joined. Long before the Sharks joined? Klaus, can I be, with all due respect, can I ask you how old you are? Long before the Sharks joined? Because the Sharks joined in what, 59? 49? So what, were you Illawarra Steelers, or were you St. George? Tino now, he's going to be 10 metres out here from the line. And I'll go left-hand side, Fozza, short ball, Josh Patterson, I think he scored, no, he's 1 metre short, fit tackle. Oh, he was so close there, big Joshy. So fit tackle here for the Titans, and Sam Verrills gives it off to Kieran Foran. Foran puts that ball out into the side, and the Titans don't go up for it, and the Sharks will take the ball down to the 5 on first tackle. 69, fair enough, Klaus. Who were you, Illawarra Steelers? Like I said, I wanted to ask you that with all due respect. I wasn't like calling you old or anything like that. But were you Steelers or were you St. George? So third tackle. I would assume that you were St. George because... Oh, knock on from the Sharks. They're back at it, baby. They're back at it, Cronulla. Come down to our level, baby. Come down to our level. Come down to our level. 11 minutes in here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Sharks up 6-0, but the Titans will get an attacking opportunity. Joss Pass says, I miss Tino at the Storm. Yeah, Tino would be a huge inclusion for you guys. But at the end of the day, look how good your team is anyway. Darcy says, I love the Titans, just tired of the 5-year plans with the 2-year turnarounds. I agree, but it's not Tino's fault. I agree, and look, maybe your front row forward is on too much money, but that's not Tino's fault. So, I don't think that the blame should be going on Tino, but I think that Titans fans are likely to look towards blaming Tino now that he is obviously going to the market, but I don't think that he leaves. From my personal conversations with him, he's never given any inclination that he wants to leave. Second tackle here at the 10, and he's never publicly said he wants to leave either. Tino gives it up to 4 and here to AJ Brimson. Brimson out to the left-hand side. Come on, try time. Come on, Tony. Phil Sammy! No, don't you dare score that try. That would have been a double movement. Oh my gosh, Phil. I'm so glad he was held up there because that would have 100% been. That would have 100% been a double movement. Thank God the Sharks have held him up there. Oh my gosh. So Fozza gives it off to Tino. And Tino will be 7 minutes out of the line for tackle. Mounty says, I love the fact the Titans let the Sharks score the first try to make them think they have a chance. Exactly right. Here we go. Jaden Campbell, short ball. Oh, this is good defense for the Sharks right now. This is good defense. Chris Randall rolls it back here. Fit tackle. 3 metres out. Now Jaden Campbell, 10 metres out. Will sit up. No. Just a little bit too hard. And it's going to be a 7 tackle set here for the Cronulla Sharks at the 20. Jack Kirkland says, is it a must-win? Yes. And I don't even know why you even asked that question. You're very, very well aware that it's a must-win for both those teams. From time of Lord Ted. Oh, and a penalty to the Sharks. For God's sake, Titans. Amazing. So penalty to the Sharks are at the 30. Josie Parr says, what a time it'll be when the Titans actually top of the ladder. Hello? Hello? What do you think? This is some joke channel? What, you think we make jokes here? We don't make no jokes here, buddy. Oh my goodness me. If you just look at the ladder, you can see it's right now. The time is now, champion. The time is now. So the Sharks here at the 42, and now they'll get inside the attacking half first tackle. MLs says Sharks will win by 20 points. Okay. So the Sharks now will be at the 38 second tackle. Brocky Sports, come on, boys. Mounty says, I reckon whoever loses Broncos game will miss the 8. I will tend to agree with you. I will agree with you. But then again, the Sharks still need to do their job, but they have a bye. So, yes, and the Titans, go Tony, go Tony, go Tone, go Tone, go Tone, go Tone, go Tone. Give it off here to Jalen. Jales, go Jalen to group, baby. Slap that shit in your mouth, baby. Come on. Bellissimo, Titans try. It's the right time to the Titans. Nico Hines with a try assist there. Well, not really, because Tony Francis does get the try assist by passing it. He wasn't fast enough, but he passes it off to Jalen the Guru. Hey, Sam, Skunkle, your boyfriend's flying. Skunkle, your lover, Tony Francis, with a big old pickup there of the intercept and breaks away, and the Titans, beautiful. And I do think that Tony would have actually had the speed there over Will Kennedy, because Kennedy's not exactly a super speedy player, but either way, like, he gets it off to Charles and he puts it away. So try time there for the Titans, and they're about to tie this game up at 6-6. Beautiful pass there from Nico Hines, the halfback of the Gold Coast Titans. Lagan says, could have backed yourself, Francis, but fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. I think that Tone could have absolutely gotten that try there under the post, but, you know, at the end of the day, we score regardless. As long as we score when making an unnecessary pass like that, it doesn't really matter. But nice work there, especially after they came away without anything from their attack, and then were able to get that one while the Sharks were putting a little bit of a pressure on. Alpha Kappa says, I told you the Titans are going to smash this one. Listen, I hope you're right. Alpha, I don't know if you're a Titans fan or not, but like at the end of the day, if you are a Titans fan, then you understand why I will always have hesitation in regards to tipping my team. Like head-wise, the Sharks should win this game by a mozza. But the Sharks are also very underwhelming this season. Very, very underwhelming this season, which is point and proof by what that just happened just there. Point and proof. So, look, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But there's no way that you can confidently predict that the Titans are going to win this game down here at Shark Park, as the Sharks are fighting for a top 8 spot. And, yeah, I think that I think it's really difficult to predict them. But, hey, listen, I hope so. Klaus says, Sharks like a drink or two at Tarrant Point Hotel. Yeah, Jenko getting around a big Tony. A big Tone. I remember the times when Jenko would purposely make sure that he was sitting next to Tony Francis on a flight down to Sydney. Very purposely. He's a stalker, that Jenko bloke. He's a stalker. You should have seen him stalking me around the world. Oh, shut up. That wasn't a forward pass, Sharks fans. Settle down. Titans with the ball here, first tackle at the 10. Good to see the Chucks bandana back. Mate, he's back and it's rocking. You know, if we didn't have the Chucks headband, or good offload there from Tino, and Sam Verrills gives that ball out to the left-hand side of Fozza, and then off to Bowie Firma, and Bo Firma will be at the 25 on second tackle. I do worry for that defense on that left edge today for the Titans with the speed. The Sharks aren't really a speedy team, to be honest with you. Not really a speedy team. Darcy says, hopefully the 100% ownership of the Titans now by a single party means no more paying overs and kill of the clauses. Sure, Rebecca Frizzell, or Rebecca and Brett Frizzell back on the inside here, and 8 heads away, he's got Bowie Firma, big Bowie Firma, Brocky, if I don't see a try-time bing bong mother bitch in the chat, you're getting blocked. You better get the biggest try-time bing-bong mother bitch that ever has been seen. The Sharks just get absolutely opened up on this left-hand side. Falls back on the inside for Brimo. And then Brimo's got Bowie Firma to his left-hand side. And the Titans, they're doing well in this last couple of minutes. They had a bit of a rough one in the first 10 to 15. But since then, they've scored 2 tries back-to-back. And, you know, Titans take the lead. 10-6 for the kid to come. Digging the shirt, brother. Yeah, this is from India. India, this shirt. Nice little shirt. I got 3 of them. I got absolutely scammed for the 3 shirts. Like, it was my first purchase in India. It was in Agra, where the Taj Mahal is. And I was in Agra. And if you don't know how to deal with purchasing things in India, it's a very broad term there. But if you don't know how to deal with purchasing things, you're going to get scammed to shit. So it's like they'll give you a ludicrous price and then you'll bring it down to a reasonable price, but that reasonable price is like on Western foreigner kind of thought processes. And like I probably paid a good $20, $30. Oh, gee, that's a bad kick from JC. So it's 10-6 to the Titans with 23 minutes to go the first half. Long story short, your thought process is that, like, say 1,500 is cheap, not dollars, like rupees or whatever. I can't remember what the rupees conversion was, but say, for example, on a simple level, you know, you thought 1,500 was cheap, but the cheap, what you should be buying it for is like 400 or 300. You know what I'm saying? So then you end up paying a ridiculous amount that you find is cheap, but is actually extraordinarily above what you should have been paying. So I got scammed like crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Good shirts. And they're still cheap comparatively to like back home. Hey, Brocky, I'm blocking you if you don't say try time bing bong mother bish for the Titans tries. How dare you, Brocky? What do you think you're doing here? You're slacking off like oh no. They've called a forward pass here on the Titans, 10 metres out from their own line. Okay, well, right after points, we give up I'm really confident on our defense of Gold Coast Titans, but the Sharks here will be at the 10 metres. Oh, I don't know about that. That's not forward pass. Oh, anyway, so it's 10-60 to the Titans with 22 minutes to go the first half. Dusty Pass says, Titans ruining Sharks fans' day. What a try. Well, so far, long way to go. 3 errors for the Sharks, first error for the Titans there. And Titans defense isn't exactly known for its fantastic work. But here we go. Jack O'Neill says, something looks off with the ladder, but I'm a fan of the team coming first. I'm cheering Titans right now. Yeah, damn well you are. Yeah, damn well you are. There's nothing off with the ladder here, Jack O'Neill. Brocky Sports. I tell you what, Brocky Sports. I'm still waiting for that try-time big bomb. Second tackle now for the Sharks, and they'll give it off to... Okay, that defense was bad, but good scramble. Good scramble. They found a way to stop the try when it opened up like buddy the seas. Pardon the seas. Adam Fanor-Blake will be 2 minutes out, not the play there. 4th tackle. Come on, Titans. Get a bit of resolve about you. Get a bit of defense about you right now. Blake Brayley, he'll go to the left-hand side. McInnes, then to Trindle. Trindle off to Teague Wilton, and Teague Wilton is 9 metres away here from the line. Kuraz is good try from the Titans. Appreciate it, bro. Blake Brayley. Trindle short ball for Noah Blake. Oh, you're not breaking through here, Sifa Talakai. I don't even know why it's Sifa Noah Blake. But all I know is the Titans come on up there, Trump. So it is 10-6 the Titans. 20 minutes into the first half. 20 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We've got 2 big games coming up after this. And I tell you what, if the Titans can find a way to win this game, if they can push over the good offload there from Big Tone, get this ball here to the 15. Good offload there from Big Tone. But if the Titans win this game today, Knights fans, you'll have a heart attack. Well, currently speaking, Rabbitohs are in last and Knights are in second last. But that's obviously just based off of the live score. Both them are here to the 30. Knights fans, you absolutely don't want Titans winning today because that will put you into last. Obviously, you have that game tomorrow against the Cowboys. I actually don't even know how to tip that game tomorrow. 4th tackle here at the 40, but I'll be a big Cowboys fan. I'll be a big Cowboys fan. Out short ball to Tina Fasil Malawi. He gets the offload at the back. And Moai gets 6 again. Come on, Gold Coast. Come on, boys. And Mikey Fodawaker, he's been off to a red-hot start and a great offload there. The offloads from the Titans today have been brilliant. And Foz will go into the line, 48 metres out of the line. 31 seconds new. Who's that one, Jay? Rocky Sports' defense, boys. Oh, good offload again. No, it's going to be a knock-on from the Titans. So they're trying a bit too many offloads now, and Josh Paxton there. Probably pushing it a little bit too much. We're getting good offloads, but we don't need to be doing too crazy. Too crazy. Kiraz says, did Tino cut off his mullet? Yeah, he did, Kiraz. Yeah, he did. The old mullet. Gonski. Gonski, son. Class of Shark Park now more like Shark City. Well, and I was saying this to my mum the other day, because obviously I've been at Shark Park many times over the years, and I used to love Shark Park. It used to be one of my favourite, like, little niche stadiums. McInnes comes off the field here. He's going down into the dressing rooms. But, oh, it's a penalty, Titans! Penalty Titans to the 40. Look at this. Oh, fair enough, Jay. Yeah, penalty Titans. How good. We're going to just take the quick tap, and Tino's just going to run this ball to the 30, to the 28 or so. First tackle. Well, that's a second attempt. Well, a tackle had already been made, no? Oh, okay. Well, it's a strip. It's a strip from Teague Wilton. Oh, he'd gone down, but anyway, Tino's lost the ball there. Teague Wilton with a good strip, and Sharks are going to hit the grass there, but second tackle at 28. Sharks are still a little bit all over the shop, but really disappointed that Tino allowed that strip just then. And now Blake Brayley gives it off to Billy Burns, and Burns will be at the 35. Now to the left-hand side, Trendle, then to... Oh, that's a strong run. Oh, that's a strong post-contact meter carry there, dearie me. Toby Rudolph with a really big run there. And now Will Kennedy making some good meters. Fit tackle at 33. They roll it back to Blake Brayley. He'll go out to the left-hand side to Trendle. And Trendle, that's a pretty good kick there for a good chase. And they're going to let it bounce. And obviously they're going to score. For fuck's sake, Titans! Are you shitting me? How are you letting that ball bounce there? This one here is the Sharks putting it up into a good area and the Titans not dealing with it. The first try was based off of the fullback not even being there. How have you conceded this, Titans? I'm sorry, but you need to be doing better in regards to getting the ball. The ball is lofted up in the air. You've got plenty of time. You've got absolutely plenty of time to get the job done there. Why are you not even getting a touch on the ball here? Jalen DeGroot, you've got to be doing better, dude. You've got to be doing better. He's not even close to getting to the ball, and it's just going to bounce directly in for a Sharks try. I'm sorry, but it's not good enough. That is not good enough. You've got so much time to work out your run there. I know the wind is awkward today, but I'm sorry, you need to be doing way better than that, and that's a very easy try there for the Sharks that realistically shouldn't have been happening. It's not like you're in a bad position. Scott James says, casual fans seeing this would think Sharks are bottom 4. Valid, but they're about to take the lead here at 12-10. They should be getting this kick. Really disappointing try conceded there. Two very disappointing conceded tries. Two very disappointing conceded tries. But it is what it is. But it is what it is. Alright, so Nico Hines to take the lead at 12-10, and that's exactly what he will do. So it's 12-10 with 16 minutes to go. Classes Titans Dolphins grand final. Dolphins no chance, but Titans clearly first on the table, most probably. Do you reckon Tenor will go to the Dragons or stay at the Titans? I believe the Tenor will stay. And I don't have any doubts on it. Like, if it happens, it happens, mate. And I don't blame him. But at the end of the day, I've never... Any personal conversation I've had with Tino, he's never given any inclination that he doesn't want to be here. The Titans just need to give him a direction and show him a direction, and he'll stay. If the Titans can prove they've got a direction, which the organisation doesn't know jack, but, like, if the Titans have any form of direction, he will stay. Especially with his family on the Gold Coast. He loves the Gold Coast. He wants to be successful for the community. As long as the Titans can prove to him that we have a direction going forward, which we currently don't, then he will stay. Alvis is Titans bring the dog out of me right now. Let's go. Well, if anyone is a Dolphins, Roosters, Broncos, Panthers, Warriors, all these teams, if you're a fan of any of these teams, then you definitely want the Titans to win this game today to hurt the Sharks' chances, even though they've got that bye next week. But Teague Wilton, he'll get this ball to the 42 on fit tackle. Marcel says, I want Kevin Walters to get a coaching job for a club just so we don't have to hear him commentate. Yeah, very good idea. Very good idea. And AJ will grab this ball at the 10. It all did unfortunately come off the back there of that mistake from Tino, though, giving away that strip, which is disappointing. Jack and Niels, that's a shit try, but at least their tries are coming off kicks and things that can be fixed, whereas Titans are well worked. Yeah, defensively, we're not usually well worked, but we've done pretty well here today defensively, just on its purity. But yeah, the kicks are... Well, no, the first one, look, sure came off a kick, but at the end of the day, that was just simply bad fullback work from AJ, where we had no fullback and he was in the line and they just kicked over the top and it was an easy try. So I get what you're saying, but the second try definitely, first try maybe not so much. Infinite Kiwi says, lost it in the sun. Tinted Goggles up next. Yeah, we've got the goggles out from the game on Thursday with Murray and Seve, so maybe we start seeing the fashion trend. So William Kennedy, he's going to bring this ball out to the 25, and it's going to be first tackle. Josh Edwards says, how many points do you get for a win? I'm new to the sport. 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 points for a loss. 2 points for a win. Noel says, when's the last time the Titans win the premiership? The last time the Titans win the premiership was in their history at the same time as the Brisbane Broncos. They have not won one yet. Just like the Warriors, just like the Dolphins. I think that's the only 3 teams, yeah, that haven't won. I think that's the only 3 teams. Sharks obviously winning their first one in 2016. Parramatta obviously haven't won an actual... Oh, that's bad defense. That's just awful defense. Oh, for gosh sake, it's awful defense. It's awful defense, and Nico Hines going to score a second one. Like, it's nice work there from the Sharks, but, like, that's awful defense there from the Titans. And I told you, that left-hand side defense for the Titans today, it just doesn't have... Like, obviously, you've got Bowie out there who's doing really well on the attack, but when you're putting a centre up against a back rower speed-wise, you're just going to find that you're going to see more often than not this. If the Sharks are good enough, they should really hound this right-hand side for their attack today, and that was just way too easy to step inside around Beau Fermor. And then you see Phil Sami miss a tackle as well, and then it's an easy try for Nico Hines right next to the post. So this is what's going to happen, and this all does come off the back of that strip. You know, if Tina just holds that ball and doesn't give up the ball to Teague Wilton, if Jalen de Groot just makes an actual play at the ball, you know, we would potentially still be up 10-4. But now the Sharks have just gone bang bang and scored 2 tries. Titans defense is horrible. It is. There's no doubt about that, Noel. No doubt about that. 13 minutes to go first half. Sunday says up the Titans, feeling a sneaky upset today to secure Roosters' top 8 spot. Well, I disagree, but look, I hope so, mate. I hope so. I hope the Titans can do something. They've shown a little bit of something on the attack, but defensively, it's the same old shit. Noel says Titans defense is just horrible. Jack O'Neill says Brimson fullback play can be fixed up, though I'd say he just needs to be in the right position there. Yeah, but he wasn't. Yeah, correct, but he wasn't. So it's like that's a bit of a null and void statement in a lot of ways, because it's like he wasn't. And they conceded, and it's like this is the crunch of the season, man. You need to be in your position. So it sure could have would have, but it wasn't. And you know, the Sharks have been able to score a couple at the end. T says, hey BK, what do you think of the problems of the GC Titans that are easiest to fix? Easiest to fix is a very difficult answer. Easiest to fix, I don't know about that. Everything needs to be fixed, especially in the organisation. We promise a lot and deliver a little. Blame fans rather than blame themselves for lack of membership sales. Easiest to fix? Honestly, I couldn't give you an answer. I couldn't give you an answer because every part of the club that you look at, there is a lot of things that are not easy to fix. And I don't know what their priority is. I'm not the one getting paid for the job. So it's like at the end of the day, they should know a billion times more than me, especially with their wank corporate degrees. But at the end of the day, they haven't proven those wank corporate degrees have actually done anything. So penalty to the Sharks are at 30. So the point that I'm saying is that there is so many vast problems at the Titans. And it's like and this is what they've done for many years now. I don't know if they necessarily did it this year because I haven't been there. But for many years now, this club is hidden behind one rogue result against a good team. And then the fans are happy because they feel like they're just getting scraps and they feel like they're getting something. So the fans will be like, oh, well, at least we won. And then we'll go and lose 5 games in a row. Or we would have lost 10 games in a row going into the game. We win 1 game. And then everyone's happy. And the club will hide behind that rogue result. And they'll pretend like everything's all sweet, you know, that everything's all good. That's the biggest issue for mine. The biggest issue is that my biggest issue with this club is accountability. The biggest issue with this club is accountability and the responsibility from people internally in the organisation. And that's what I will always say in regards to my biggest issue with the Gold Coast Titans. Yes, there are going to be player issues, coaching issues. Yes, there's going to be other organisational issues, but accountability is something this club has never taken upon themselves. Forward tackle here at the 18. And I used to defend this to the death. So left-hand side, Braden Trindle. They'll give it off and they'll be 5 metres out from the line here. Teague Wilton. 5 metres out. Third tackle. Blake Brayley off to Braden Trindle. And that's not a good fit tackle option. So it'll be Titans ball here at the 5. Casey says, what is actually happening right now? Are you surprised? Hey, listen, it's only an 8-point game. So, you know, we've done well when we've had the ball. It's just unfortunately we've made a few mistakes that have given the ball up. Kay says, if Sharks go in front by another try, we won't come back, unfortunately. Well, considering that 2 weeks ago we were down 24-0 against a much better team than the Sharks and the Panthers, and we came back to lead 26-24 at one stage, I think that's a crazy statement to make. And that's that's a penalty to the Titans. It's only 8 points. Like, I know it seems like it's shit right now, lads, but like it's only 8 points, and if another try happened, it could be just 22-10. That's only 12 points, and even 14 points is nothing crazy in today's rugby league game. In rugby league today, we've seen so many 20-point comebacks this year. 20-point comebacks. It was unheard of 20 years ago. There's no game over if there's another try at all. There's no game over. It's a ludicrous thought process. But, you know, like, the Titans are struggling right now. But also the Sharks haven't been good either. But the Sharks should comfortably win this game. But second tackle here for the Titans. They'll get this ball here to the 40. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Yeah, Casey's glass is half empty. Yeah, no, it's always half empty. It definitely is a half empty approach, that one, because we have seen many teams, inclusive of the Titans. The Titans were down 20-0 at half time against the Knights at McDonald Stone Stadium this year, a place we never win, and we won the game 24-20. So, like, no. And good little run there from AJ, but he'll be taken down here at the 40. He still needs to... Oh, he had that really good break before. Left hand side, Kieran Foran. Foran steps inside. Foran goes. No one following through, but he'll be 20 metres out. Now Sam Verrills, he'll go out to the right to Jaden Campbell. Need a good kicking game here. Weird kick, not anywhere near anyone. And the Sharks just going to get an easy grab. That's just a really poor kick there from JC. Camp Brody says, hope the boys will show off my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Camp Brody. Hope you have a good day regardless, man. And we'll sing Kumbaya and hold each other's hands and cry together today. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that one, buddy. We'll cry together. We'll always cry together, Mr. Camp Brody. Third tackle here for the Sharks, and they'll be at the 38. And now fourth tackle at 45. Craig says, I reckon Titans will come back because they did almost win against Penrith, a very good team who went 12th to 5th. On the flip side, like obviously, that's not going to happen every single week. But the Sharks are very, very doable in that case as well. Yeah, Camp Brody, 18 and finally legal, exactly right. He's off to Thailand tonight, Camp Brody. He's off to Thailand, and that's going to be... Oh, no, for gosh sake, Titans. They're pathetic. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Like, that is pathetic. You know, like, all four of their tries have been just pathetic on the Titans' behalf. The first one where there's no fullback and he's in the line. The second one where Jalen DeGroot doesn't even get close to it. I can't even remember. The third one was just easily breaking through the right-hand side defense. And this is just another really basic kick that no one is even close to doing anything with. How is AJ going up for that and swiping at it like this? You know, like, it's just bad. It's just bad. Like, I know the Sharks player is the one who hits that back, but why is AJ not there for the ball? You know, if they see this, they'll go, oh, what does he know? He's just sitting on the side. Well, this is why we're in 17th fucking position, Gold Coast. That's why I speak like this. And we're always down here. You know, but they're getting their damn well feels because people tell it how it is in regards to the team. Like, truly. So 22-10 here to the Sharks. It's just too easy. And it's like the Sharks should win this game well. I did tip the Sharks 13 plus here. But you still get disappointed. You still look at it and you go, like, come on, man. Like, you've had a couple of really good moments here, but, like, your defense is just, it really is pathetic. It is pathetic. And if you get upset at someone saying that the defense is pathetic when they've conceded nearly the worst amount of points this year, 569 is only second to the Cowboys, and right now they're on a pretty good fast track to go on below the Cowboys today, points differential-wise, and defensively-wise. Like, truly, and Nico Hines will miss a kick, so it'll stay 12 points here. You know, like, ultimately, the game's still there to be won, but my gosh, any time that any team gets the ball, anytime any team gets the ball against the Titans, you just never, ever, 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 ever are confident this team is going to be able to defend it. Gee whiz. Peter says, I want the Titans to get this one. So do I, man, but I don't think it's going to happen. So 22-10 to the Sharks with 7 minutes to go at the first half. Like, ultimately, the Sharks need to win this way more than the Titans do. If we win the Spoon this year, we deserve it. Anyone who wins the Spoon deserves it. Yeah, sure, we got robbed against the Panthers, but outside of that, for the 99% of the season, we would have deserved it. I'm very much content and understanding of it. McInnes is done for the day. He's done something around his knee. Oh, I hope that's okay. Jeez, you don't want to see any injury around the knee. You never want to see any injury around the knee. God bless him. So third tackle now for the Sharks at the 43. And it'll be Adam Fanor-Blake is up to Trindle. Trindle off to CF Talakai. And Tony Francis will get the ball, or will hold him down at the 40. And now fit tackle. Sharks are starting to make a bit of momentum. They are starting to really put the cogs into motion. So fit tackle to Braden Trindle. I can't remember when the Titans last had the ball. And Jalen DeGroot does grab this one. He goes over the sideline. Oh my gosh. So Sharks will get the ball here at the 10. That was actually really good there from Cronulla, though. That's not even really on Jalen. Like, at the end of the day, he goes up for it, and then Mulatalo just positions his body really well and takes him over the sideline. You can't blame Jalen for that. You can't. It was a really nice kick, and Mulatalo does take him over the sideline. Leon says, which positions would you like to see signings in for next season? It's very difficult because there are teams coming in that have full salary caps. But I would like a really good defensive centre. A really good defensive centre for sure would be a good start. Des has never been a big money spender in the forwards, which is why I don't think that he necessarily wanted Dave to stay when he did end up staying. But I do think he does like Teen. So second tackle at 3. So like ultimately, Adam Fanor-Blake 6 again, 3 metres out from the line, first tackle. And Blake Brayley gives it to Nico Hines. Hines short ball Hazelton, and he'll be 2 metres out, second tackle. So yeah, defensive centre would be a really ideal situation. But like I could obviously go and say the simple one. Oh, there's no fullback again, for gosh sake. I think this is a knock on Sharks, luckily enough. But like, I don't know why we have no fullback today. We actually don't have a fullback today. We actually just genuinely don't have a fullback today. There's no fullback. We do not have a fullback today, lads. We just simply do not have a fullback in today's game. And yeah, knock on there from the Sharks. So I'm just going to put the charger onto the light here. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, too many Sharks players there, but it's ominous signs again. They should have scored again. No fullback. We don't have a fullback today. We simply do not have a fullback today. All right, so it's going to be Titans now at the 30 on first tackle. Chase, some more cheerleaders would also be nice. Sign more for next season. Hey, we do have cheerleaders. We do have cheerleaders. They brought them back like this year, or I think it was this year or last year. I can't remember. But they brought the Gold Coast cheerleaders back. Oh, jeez, nearly a knock on there. Sam Verrill securing 4, and Jaden Campbell at the back here to AJ Brimson, then to Tony. And then Tony Francis will be at the 40 on the Sharks side of the field. First time I've had the ball down this area for a long time. Need more. Hey, listen, I'm not going to complain. No one's complaining. Regan Campbell-Gillard to Mikey Fodawaker. And Fodawaker is going to be 4 tackle here at the 3rd. No, he gets the offload away. Sam Verrills, Kieran Foran now. Back underneath here to AJ Brimson. And they're 20 metres out from the line. 4 tackle. This has been a good attacking set here from the Titans. Sam Verrills to Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran goes short. Bo Firma out left-hand side. Gives it off to Phil Sami. And Sami is 5 metres out from the line. And now it's going to be Sam Verrills. Out to Fozza. Fozza puts a little dink in. Good area, but an easy take there for the Sharks. You know, that's a really good grab there from Teague Wilson. But I've got to say, that was really easy metres there against the Sharks. They really need to be honing in on that. That was a good 60, 70 metres there from the Titans on that set. And that's the thing. The Titans haven't really got a problem. Again, same old season, same old year, where their defense is atrocious, but they can get a move on when they want to, attacking-wise. They do have the ability to attack. It's a bit of a facade, because a lot of games they can score 0 or they can score under 10, but there is also a lot of games where, as you saw last year, you know, they scored 66 against the Warriors, and they scored 48 against the Broncos, and 38 against the Broncos, and, you know, there's a lot of games where they can do that, but there's also a lot of games that, you know, they do not score. So they're not. It's a bit of a facade in regards to the all-attack, no-defense team, but they definitely have no defense. There's no debate about that. There's no debate about that. Jolliffe injured, I think. I haven't heard anything in the commentary, but maybe you would have heard something. So third tackle now for the Titans at the 42. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here of the first half. Glass needs to be over half full. I'm not complaining. AJ Brimson taken 47 metres out, 4 tackle. And now they'll give it off to Foz. Foz off to Mikey Fodawaker. Fodawaker here to Jaden Campbell. Here's some space. They've got some space here. And then Chris Randall decides to run it himself. He'll be at the 33 on fit tackle. Phoebe suggests up the Sharks. Oh, I would like the Sharks to do well. I don't want to be the reason the Sharks don't make the 8, because they're my mum's team. And I tip the Sharks to do well this season. So I know you're trying to get a reaction, but you're not going to get the reaction you want there. At the end of the day, I have a soft spot for the Sharks. So it's like, look, I want the Titans to win to get off the spoon, but Yeah, no, I have no problem with the Sharks. I get angry in this game because of the Titans. I couldn't give a fuck about what the Sharks are doing. So, third tackle now for Cronulla, and they're at the 20. Jenko says, must have been a cork. He was limping everywhere. Maybe. Yeah, I haven't seen. He's on the field there though. Yeah, he's on the field right now. Minute 20 to go here. I think the Sharks have done really. They've been given everything in regards to the Titans defensively. Like it's a good way. This is a really good game for the Sharks to use. Like for example, look at that defense. Like look at look at that defense. This team's fucked. This team's just done. This team is just hilarious. This team is just hilarious. I told you guys, if they just keep going down that right-hand side of the day, this Titans defense is hilarious. It's hilarious. It really is. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Like, what are we watching, Gold Coast? What are we watching? What are we watching right now? Oh, dude, this Gold Coast team really gets you going, eh? Like, they really do get you going. They really fire you up. They really fire you up. This is disgraceful. This is really, really disgraceful stuff from Gold Coast. And this is what I was trying to say before that just happened. The Sharks had used this game as a very easy game to put yourself back into like a good rhythm, right? So like their attack has been okay this season. The Sharks have scored 481 points. It's not that great at all. Like it's the seventh best. No, it's the eighth. It's the eighth best attack in the competition. Their defense at 446 is pretty much in eighth as well. Maybe if not equal ninth or equal eighth with the Dolphins on 446. But you just look at it and you're just like, what are you watching here, Gold Coast? The Sharks should use this and just slap it and just move on to the bye and then get their game against the Knights. But, like, it's an embarrassment. The defense is embarrassing. And if anyone here from the club is watching this and you get offended by that, fuck you. Because, like, we've dealt with this for years and years and years and years and years. And I'll say it straight up. Anyway, that's going to be half-time here. That's going to be half-time, and it's going to be 28-10. Sharks, they very much deserve the lead. There is no debate about that. Titans had a nice little start at one stage. They led 10-6, and then just, unfortunately, Tino gave up a strip, and then the Sharks just went bang, 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 bang since then. Yeah, bang, 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 bang. Josie Pass is looking like a huge upset by the Sharks. Yeah, no, they should be going on with this one and doing in the job. Leon Harrison says, the team has it in them. We saw it against the Panthers. Just would love to see them back those kind of performances up. Absolutely. You can see that they have it in them when they go and beat the Warriors in New Zealand, or they go and compete against the Panthers as heavily as they did, or they go and beat Manly when they did, or beat the Roosters early on in the season. Different contextual parts of the season for the Roosters and for Manly and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, Manly actually went on a win streak after that and were pretty good at the time. So, look, it's just disappointing, and it really is disappointing that this team just doesn't have any resolve, and they'll look to say there's injuries or they'll look to say this and that, and you just get tired of it. You get tired of it because the corporate nutsuckers in the club, they just never take accountability of themselves and just push it on to everybody else but themselves, and then we come into this situation where you go fourth last into fourth last into fourth last into last position. And it's like, they made the top 8 in 2021 off the back of the Sharks and the Raiders both losing the last round and having to win by 11 plus, and they did. But the point of the matter is that you just get tired of it, mate. So that's why I react like this. Because you just want to see your team. Like, when we watched the game against the Panthers, we lost the game, but I took it and I said, you know what? We gave it a damn well crack. Warriors game was super, super happy to see. Rabbitohs game, really disappointed. This game, even worse. So when I see the team doing well, I will say that they're doing well. Like, they were down 24-0 to the Panthers in the first half, and I was giving positive rap in regards to the collective team effort. But in this game here today, the collective team effort, yes, on attack, sure, you've shown a little bit, which is a kind of big sign against the Sharks. But sure, on the attack, the Titans have shown a little bit there and have made heaps of meters. But defensively, they just open up. They just open up like seas parting, dude. Like, it really is just disgraceful. And there's no chance to win any game if you've got defense as bad as this. 2 times we've had no fullbacks. They should be up 34-10. The fullback, AJ Brimson, like, he's been fantastic on attack, but defensively, I'm sorry, but that first try was completely unacceptable, and the other no try, where the Sharks knocked it on, the only reason they knocked it on was because there was too many Sharks players there. There was too many Sharks players there to score a try. Too many of them. There was too many of them. So you sit back and you go, well, Mate, like there's just so many issues, and how do you enjoy rugby league when you're seeing shit like this week in week out? But anyway, let's get to these stats. They're not going to be pretty here for the Titans, but let's do it. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Like I say all the time, when the Titans are playing, it's going to be a very different stream to when we're watching a regular neutral NRL game. Like obviously, you'll see later on today the two games that we do. They'll be a lot different in regards to the way we commentate it. I'm just very passionate about my team, and I wish that they would do better for the community. But anyway, Sharks here, 54% for the possession, 46% possession for the Titans. Time possession is 13 minutes and 37 seconds for the Sharks, 11 minutes and 26 seconds here for the Titans. So that's about a 2 minute and 11 second swing. Completion rate that's actually not much ball in play there, actually. That's only 24, 25 minutes. That's only 24, 25 minutes. That's pretty disappointing in regards to time possession for both teams in regards to the movement of the game and the fluidity of the game. Completion rate, you want to be at least hitting 80%. The Sharks are at 85%, 17 from 20. That's very good. You're not complaining with that. Titans at 78% at 15 from 19. You're not complaining with it because it's only 2% short of the 80% marker, but also still just simply not hitting the marker there. So it's a bit disappointing, but it's still basically the 80%. Runs-wise, 93 runs for the Sharks for 931 run meters. You know how I always talk about the 10 meters on average per run? They're exactly there. They're actually above it. So 94 runs now for 953 run meters. So that is over 10 meters per run. They're destroying the Titans defense. Now it's 95 for 980. They're 30 meters above the 10 meters on average per run. You know, just crazy stuff there. So that's really, really crazy there from the Sharks. But the Titans also, 88 runs for 850 run meters. As I've said, the Titans are actually getting good meters to the middle of the park. You know, they're not having a problem with their attack today for the most part. 850 for meters for 88 runs is actually pretty good. It's 30 meters underneath the 10 meters on average per run. But it does give you a fair statistic if they have 7 extra runs to get to that 95 to make them equal with ball. At 70 meters, the Titans would still be behind on 920 to 979 for the Sharks, but they're not too far off it in regards to the made in the middle of the field. They really just simply isn't. They aren't too bad in regards to the run meters. It's just their defense is pathetic. They're not losing this game because of the way they're playing with the ball. They're losing this game because their defense is that of an under-12s team. Like, it's just as simple as that. 297 post-contact meters for the Sharks, 237 post-contact meters today for the Titans. So even if you try to equate that, the Sharks are still an advantage there by a decent stretch. So they might be, relatively equal in regards to the meters, but post-contact meters, Sharks are well in advantage. 2-1 in line breaks. For the Sharks, tackle breaks is 20 for the Sharks, 16 for the Titans. They're both missing a few tackles. Average set distance, and this is what I'm saying, both making a lot of meters. 48.95 here for the Sharks is nearly a perfect first half at 50 marker. 45 to 50 marker is absolutely fantastic. Obviously, 40 to 45 is great. 35 to 40 is okay hitting the marker, and anything under 35 is disgusting, right? So 48.95 for the Sharks is incredible stuff. But the Titans are also at 44.74. So again, they're making meters. It's not a problem with the meters being made here. Their forwards are actually doing the job. And the team on the attack is actually doing the job. It's just that you need them to be a bit more clinical in regards to putting away the opportunities, because 44.74 is basically at the fantastic category, but it is the extreme high end of a great category. So both teams are doing really well on the average set distance, but obviously the Sharks are above that. Play the ball speed is 3.27 seconds for the Sharks, 3.66 seconds for the Titans, so very fast there for the Sharks and quite slow there. For the Titans, anything above 3.6 is slow. Anything 3.4 to 3.59 is average. And then anything under 3.39 is fast. And Sharks 3.27, Titans 3.66. Offload 6-2 Titans. They started off with a lot of offloads and they had one bad offload that went for a mistake. And then they've forgotten how to offload again. Kick defusal is 100% for the Sharks, 60% here for the Titans. Oh my gosh. This is bad here for the Sharks in defense. Defense effective tackle percentage. Anything under 85% is disgusting. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker average. Solid, which should say the word average. Solid. And then 90% and above is fantastic. Both teams are under 88%. Both teams. One team, the Titans, are at 87.56%, so they're at the top end of underwhelming, but still in the underwhelming category with 169 tackles made, 20 missed tackles and 4 ineffective. So an average amount of missed tackles and a half is 15 to 17. They're at 20, so 3 more missed tackles than what the average would normally be. That's not great, but the ineffective, they're about 5 to 6 underneath that with 4 ineffective. So only 24 bad tackles in the first half, a lot of missed, but the ineffective is really bringing down that percentage to 87.56%. 81.56 rather than what it could be. It could easily be down here with the Sharks at 81.33%. 81.33%. We have seen the 2 worst halftime stats of defensive effective tackle percentage in the last 2 weeks. This game here of the Sharks at 81.44%, which is putrid, and the Rabbitohs, who were like 77% last week. So both teams that have played the Titans in the last 2 weeks defensively, effective tackle percentage-wise, have been putrid. Like poor, awful. 81.44%, now 81.55% is 3.5% behind the underwhelming. 3.5% behind underwhelming. Like that's really bad. This is the second worst defensive effective tackle percentage we've seen all year, only second to the Rabbitohs last week. And there are 138 tackles made for 16 missed tackles and 15 ineffective tackles. That's 31 bad tackles in the first half there for the Sharks. 16 is bang smack in the middle of the 15-17 average. So 16 missed tackles is normal, but the 15 ineffective is like 6-7 more than the average of 8-9 of ineffective. So 15 ineffective tackles is what's really hurting the Sharks here. But again, they're up by 28 points at 10. It's based off of the Titans as a collective. Like, yikes. Negative play, 5 errors for the Sharks, 4 errors for the Titans. So Sharks coming in and doing what they usually do and make errors, but they are obviously winning the game comfortably because they're playing against a team that doesn't have the IQ of a regular person. 4 errors here for the Titans, which is actually pretty good. 4 and under is actually a very good stat there for errors, but penalties conceded is 2-2. Ruck infringements is 1-1. So overall, like, I don't need to, I don't need to whip a dead horse here. Like, this is bad here for the Titans. The stats don't show as bad as what we just watched. Like, if you watched the first half, you know how bad that was. The stats don't align with how bad it was because the run meters are actually pretty decent there for the Titans. But, defensively, they just don't have a clue. They just don't. And if you get upset by that, you're part of the problem. Because there's a reason why they are close to going below the Cowboys 4 points given up this year. Despite the fact that the Cowboys have been just an awful defensive team, the Titans are very close to going below them in regards to points given up. But yeah, look, I wish, obviously, as I always say to you guys, I wish I could give you a better stream. I wish I could give you more hype and excitement around my team, but I can only do what I can do, and it's always very, very disappointing. Levi Schmidt says, like, even the loyalist of fans are surely considering ditching this joint. It's like watching your wife cheat on you constantly. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much. Like, I'll never leave, dude. Like, at the end of the day, I'll always support this team. I'm from the Gold Coast. It's not about the footy. It's about the place. It's about the location. It's about my home, right? But, there's no one out there who could make this into a positive or any part of this game into a positive. Like, if there is somebody out there who can watch that first half and legitimately, genuinely tell me from the bottom of their heart that they saw a positive from the Titans in any factor of the game in that first half, it'll do me. That would do me. That would finish me off. Like, truly. When they deserve positive raps, they get positive raps. When they deserve criticism, they get criticism. And there's no way that anybody should be positively talking about that first half from the Gold Coast. Kiraz says, still 40 minutes in the second half, still a chance to win. Look, man, there is still a chance to win. It's 18 points. That would be in hindsight, though. So I can only talk about what I'm seeing right now. If the Titans turn this around and win, I'll be over the moon. I'll bloody take my shirt off and throw it around, right? We'll be like Mick Ennis watching a Panthers game, no pants on. But the point is that I don't think that's going to happen. I think that the Sharks need this win to win well, and it will guarantee them a top 8 spot because they'll ultimately be on 32 points minimum by the end of the season with their bye next week, and they still get to play the Knights in 2 weeks' time before they play the Dogs. So their ladder positioning in the top 8 should be locked up, and they're still fighting for a top 4 spot there. Whilst the Titans, they're just all over the shop. They just are. So yeah, there is still 40 minutes to go. I still watch my team. I still back my team in, but I will provide harsh criticism when I feel necessary, and I feel absolutely necessary right now. Trey Lau Kennedy says Titans' most underrated defense in the comp. Superb today. Yeah, that's why they're in first position, mate. That's why they're in first position, Trey. Paul says people chill out in the Gold Coast, so do the Titans. They're on holiday in paradise. It's a bit of ego around, yeah. There's a bit of ego around. Saul says, who's your NBA team? Chicago Bulls, man. Chicago Bulls. I lived in Chicago for a little bit, and I love Chicago. The city of Chicago, I love that city. So I am a Chicago Bulls fan, which at least gives you excitement, but also gives you a lot of bad times too. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan, dude, that Chicago Bulls franchise would be probably the worst franchise of all time. Because obviously their only titles have come in the 90s with the two three-peats. But outside of that, obviously Obviously, it's been pretty tough going for the Bulls too. But, yeah, no, I lived in Chicago for a bit, man, so I loved it. Love to go back. Paul says Bronco halves, who they got. They got Billy Walters in the 6, and they got Ben Hunt in the 7. It was pretty much the only way they could go. Pretty much. James Stevens says the Bronx will smash the Dolphins. Why do you say that? Based off of what? Based off of what do you say that? I mean, I'm genuinely intrigued to hear how you believe that it's an easy win there for the Broncos because the Broncos do not have Ezra Mann. They do not have Adam Reynolds. They do not have Xavier Willison. They do not have Selwyn Cobbo. They do not have heaps of their players. Whilst the Dolphins are only realistically missing Francis Molo and Max Feeney, they've shifted Tomiso into the centre and Trey Fuller as the fullback. But why are you so confident? Because I don't think that recent record for the Broncos all this season should really give you a great deal of confidence. You should know that game's going to be really close. It's going to be a belter. It usually is a close game between these two teams. But I'm probably going to tip the Dolphins. I probably will tip the Dolphins here just because I think that they've been... the Broncos are very vulnerable right now. They're very vulnerable. But then again, the Broncos, if they've got the culture they believe they do, they should be able to come up trumps in the Battle of Brisbane there. Kirad says they're halves of Reynolds and Ezra. No, they're not. But they injured. Well, their halves aren't Reynolds and Ezra today, but against the Dolphins, yeah. Okay. So the Titans now will come onto the field for the second half. Hopefully we can see anything. Just anything. Just any bit of resolve, man. Any bit of resolve. That's all we're after. That's all we're after, man. I guarantee there's still going to be people defending this shit, and that's just what's the most disappointing of it all. Actually, I'll quickly go have a look. I'll go have a look at what people are saying here at halftime. There's plenty of ploys. Yeah, wooden spoon collection. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. See what happens when you chase your kick. Yep. Yeah, no, at least people are kind of going in on it. I just know what this fan base can be like. Sometimes they just defend it for no reason. But all right, second half to start. Please do something, lads. Please do something. Let me know your thoughts here about what could happen. Are we potentially... Well, we're not going to talk about a certain number yet because it's only 28. But I could see that world. I could see that world happening. But the Titans will kick it off and the Sharks will bring this ball out here from their 10. And it's Thomas Hazelton who brings it out to the 20. Your mate is here lurking? Who's my mate, Joe? Who's my mate? My mate? Who's my mate? I'll go have a look. I would have absolutely... Oh, by the way, Olivia, I don't know if you're still watching here, but I just realized they have updated... You know those top fans thing? So you do... Your XP is ridiculous above everybody else. So I think they have updated it. So, like, donations put you at the top now. I think they have updated it. One I told you about the other night. Oh, true, old mate. Yeah, Craig Howard, the little pussy. All right, so it's going to be second tackle here, and someone's injured here for the Sharks. God bless him. God bless him. Who is it? Sione Katoa. I hope he's all right. 25 metres out. Yeah, that. 39 minutes to go here at a game. Just put us out of our misery, Sharks. Put us out of our misery. If anyone, like, look, I'd like to see, I'd like the Sharks to do well this year. I did tip them. So now fourth tackle here at the 40, and they roll it back into Blake Brayley. They give it to Colhoun, and Colhoun is going to be at the 48, fifth tackle. Now, Blake Brayley, he'll give it to Braden Trindle, and Trindle whacks that ball straight down to Jalen de Groot, who they're trying to target today kicking-wise, and they've come up trumps multiple times through it. Multiple times. They just always seem to find a way to, pinpoint him, and he unfortunately has made a few mistakes today. Second tackle out the 25 for the Titans. Again, there has not been a problem in regards to the attack today. There has not been a problem in regards to them making meters. It's just when the Sharks have the ball. And they're all back to Sam Verrills. Verrills off to Jacob Ullock-Winky. And he'll now get the ball to the 40 on fourth tackle. No, that's Regan Campbell-Gillard, sorry. Don't know why I thought that was Jacob Ullock-Winky. My brain is not working today. Not working when I have to watch this shit. And Kieran Foran into the corner. And Kennedy now, he'll bring this ball out here to the 25 and to the 30. Hey, at least we've got a huge game in the next one. At least we've got a huge game in the next one. Now, second tackle here at the 35. Eels and Rabbitohs doesn't really kind of get you excited, though. That probably is going to be an awful game. But the next game, the middle game of today, should be a belter. I don't think a team should be coming out of that one slapping. I think that if there was a team to get a big result, like a big 13-plus result, it would be more the Dolphins and the Broncos. But we'll see how Ben Hunt goes back in his 7 position that he's been in for many years at the Dragons. So fit tackle here for the Sharks. Leon says, would you put Cunt at fullback? Yes. Especially on my current thought. Look at that. Look how easy. Oh, luckily it's a knock on. Again, it's another one that's cost. Oh, and then it's going to be double knock on. So Titans get the ball at 10. Another lucky no try there for the Titans. The Sharks knocked that ball on. They had acres of space. Sione Katoa, but he does drop the ball in the sun. So it will be Titans ball here at the 10. Campbell says, Titans fan mindset right there. We suck, but at least the next game will be fun. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. I hate to say it. I really do. I wish I could give you guys a better commentary about this team. I wish I could be excited and give you hype and fire it up, and I wish we could have a good time, but it's just impossible, you know? And it's like, and I say this to everyone here, like just imagine you watch your team and see how you react, but now put it into a position where you have the Titans history. It's just like you can't change that attitude. You can't change that mentality until the club actually starts to change it. But here you go, Titans down the left-hand side. They've got some space. AJ Brimson steps around a couple, and then he'll be taken down to the 28 fit tackle. Hugo says, well, the Titans scored points in the second half. I will say, yeah, I don't think they're going to win by any means, but I think they definitely do score some points. Sharks will get the ball at 10 on the basis that they've been making a whole bunch of meters. And the Sharks' defense they're sitting at 81.33% or something at halftime. They've definitely got the ability to score here, the Titans. But, yeah, I think if you're asking for just one try, then, yeah, I definitely do think the Titans will score one try. So Watson says, the club will tell fans, just be thankful you played a game, going to take those positives. There is someone online in Titans groups that does say, just be grateful we have a team. And it's just like, just stop it. Just stop it. Oh, geez, Tino got knocked down there. There was a big clash between Adam Fanua-Blake. Oh, he's going to have to come off for a HIA here, is he? I think he's going to have to come off here for a HIA. He doesn't know where he is. Where does he put his head? Yeah, it's just head into the shoulder. It's completely unfortunate there. Yeah, that's not good. Tino's going to be out for the next 15 minutes. He might not even come back for the game. But that's exactly what they'll do, Sev. That is exactly what they'll do. But there is people out there who go, just be grateful you have a team. And it's just like, what? What? Just be grateful you have a team? Okay, we'll come last every year, but it's all right. We've got a team. What? So Tino apparently is okay. Trainers actually put his thumbs up. No, he will have to come off here for a HIA. He will have to come off. This is Gold Coast Titans on a PNG team. What do you mean be grateful? Well, this is what the other fans say, Leon. This is what the club operates with. They tell you to be grateful. And this is word for word, I will never tell you who it was from, but it was from someone within the club. Word for word, I was told to be grateful for 2021. No, sorry, I wasn't told myself individually, but speaking to me and speaking to the fans in a conversation I had with this club, I was told the fans should be grateful for 2021 and 2016 and to be grateful that we have a team on the Gold Coast. There's your biggest problem. Accountability. So first tackle now for the 25. They like to pass the blame to everybody else but themselves. It's not that we're performing badly, it's the way you think. It's the way that you think. They manipulate, they love the manipulation of statistics, the Titans, but they manipulate it to make it feel like it's on you, not on them. For example, what was it? What was the words? They hate the word resilience because this is what we were known as. We were known as a resilient club. Hold on. Titans now get this ball to the 45. And this is an organisational thing. Again, won't tell you too much, but this is an organisational belief. Resilience was changed to relentless because relentless is a positive, and going forward, Titans, they're going to allow this ball to bounce to the Sharks, and Sharks will bring this ball out of the 15 first tackle. The club changed the thought process from the Titans are resilient to the Titans are relentless. And they give you a spiel to say that's because resilient is a negative, and resilient is a something that you don't want to have because it means you're bad, but you're still there, you're still strong, you're still kind of firing up behind the team. Relentless is a positive because you're always looking forward, you're just continuously going and going and going and going and going. So from an immediate thought process, you go, okay, well, that is actually pretty positive. That is a positive mindset. But if you think deeper into it, that's a big kick there from the Sharks, and Titans will get this ball here at the end goal. But if you think deeply into it, that's taking responsibility and accountability, again, away from the club. Because resilient is a positive for the fans and a negative against the club. Because it means the club's not performing, but the fans are still there, and the people are still supporting and resilient in their support. It's a positive for them and negative for the club. But relentless is also a promise, but also it takes away the accountability of the past and only puts responsibility onto the future. But then you can always say, regardless of what happens, that if you're relentless, it's always into the future. Resilient is a negative against the club because it means they're performing badly. So they deliberately have done this to take their own accountability away yet again. It's a way of word manipulation, man. They never hold themselves accountable. It's always about false promises and false beliefs to make the fans buy a ticket and buy a membership so they can come and watch the same old shit every year, and they don't have to hold themselves accountable. And I used to be blind to it. Second tackle in for the Sharks at the 5. I used to be blind as to it. I would defend this club through thick and thin. I would defend it through thick and thin. But now, no way. Now, if I see something, I'll criticise it, but I'll also actively support them, just as I always do. So Blake Brayley will run this ball into the 30 on 4 tackle. Jay says the head knobs should be grateful they get paid so much, yet do absolutely nothing. Much. Fit tackle here at the 35. Campo says that quote sounds so cartoonishly stupid every time I hear it. We're a footy team, not a collection of Scooby-Doo villains. What do you mean be grateful? But the only way things change is if people actually start arcing up. And it's good to see some Titans fans arcing up, but other fans believe that you have to be positive. So Chandler Group, he'll bring this ball here to the 40-second tackle, and that used to be me. Christian Katz, now I'm curious, I want to know who told you that. I'm never going to say anything like that. I won't ever say the name of the person, unless they piss me off enough, but I'd never do that. There's no point. The point is this is a true story. So third tackle now to Kieran Foran, then Beau Fermor's going to bring this ball here to the 40. He gets the offload away to AJ Brimson. Brimo then to Jaden Campbell, and Jaden Campbell is going to be at the 38 on 4 tackle. Fans told to be grateful, yet have to pay the highest ticket prices. That too, Little Darkfire. That too. And Moaki Fodawaker, he'll get this ball here to the 28, gets the offload away. Chris Randall drops it, but he gets the ball back at the 40. Jay says, I'm grateful to live in Perth, China, but I'm forced to say that. That is fair. That is fair. So Jaden Campbell kicks this ball into the centre. Will Kennedy grabs it and takes it down to 15. 10 minutes into the second half here, guys. 30 minutes to go. Looking forward to the next game where I can be a bit more excited. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Second tackle. Now give it off to Sione Katoa, who gets this ball here to 35. Come on, Titans, let's make it a game. Zano says, just make something of it. Give us a little bit of a laugh, bit of fun. Campo says, you reckon the Titans admins just tuned your streams? Yes. See Titans on top of the ladder and just be like, yeah, see, we're doing a good, we're doing a great job. No, but I know that a lot of them do watch. So fifth tackle here with the Sharks. They're not as close-knit in this organisation as they think with each other. So AJ Brimson will drop the ball. Sharks. AJ Brimson will knock the ball here at the 20, and it's going to be Sharks ball here, 20 minutes out. Seb Watson says, the good thing that can be taken away from this Titans season is we didn't have to see those vlogs with the dejection. The hurt mental health would have been in the bin, but just be grateful. I wouldn't have been able to cope this year, dude. I would not have been able to cope this year. I would not be able to cope. I'm glad this is the first game of the day, because then the next game is going to be a belter, and that'll kind of get us away from it, and then the game after that, fine. But then you go out here and like you're overseas and whatnot. Like it's very easy to get away from it when you're here. But if I was like, I would be in Cronulla right now watching this, and you just feel like, what the hell, man? All right, well, Titans defense is awful. Let's see if they can actually be less awful in this set. And now Sharks will be at the 10. Now it's be first tackle at the 5. Sam says mental health is in the bin without the vlogs. Without the vlogs? Mental health is in the bin without the vlogs? No, I much prefer watching us lose here week on week See, look at the defense. And Molotalo will score in the corner, so it's 32-10 with the kid to come, and this should be a fitty bomb. It should be a fitty bomb, and they deserve it. I'm not going to argue it. So try time there for the Sharks, too easy. Like anytime any team is in the attack, like it's just gonna be a blowout. Like it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Okay, Brody, it's not a great game from AJ. Sucks because he's been electric the last few weeks. Yeah, I still believe that Keanu Kenny's our fullback, though. I still believe Keanu Kenny's our fullback, but the unfortunate thing is Keanu Kenny and also AJ Brimson are both signed until 2030. So it's like only one of them can play fullback. Keanu is less versatile, so Keanu has to play fullback, and I do believe that Keanu should be the fullback. Sean says it's a lot easier to be grateful when the team is playing the way it's expected. Fans, unless they've experienced longevity at the bottom, like the Tigers, Titans, and stuff like that, will never really understand how shit it is to watch shit like this week in, week out. Saul says every fullback should be catching that. I agree. Has Kenny had any playing time? Yeah, he played for Tweed last week in a win. Didn't score. That was his first game back. This is his first game, obviously, being back for the NRL. But knowing Des would normally put Loffy to the 14, and then Loffy would never come onto the field. And I could easily see that happening today with Keanu. Jenkins says, nah, it will be Des special of 5 minutes. That's if he even plays. And the Sharks will kick that one over. So it's 34-10. We're 28 minutes to go. Dom F says, seen better positioning in under 10 is embarrassing. It is, dude. It is. I won't defend it. I refuse to defend it. Don't need to. Do not need to. Angus says, I could see Brimson being a gun hooker. Yeah, I could even see him being a 13 in a lot of ways. I could see him being elsewhere. I could, for sure. He doesn't need to be in the fullback. And, everyone loves AJ. Everyone loves AJ, but I just don't think I don't think that he should be the fullback. I think Keanu Kenny is clearly the fullback. He is the New Zealand international fullback for a reason. Yes, he's been injured, but... Campbro says, can't watch this experiment, the Brimo, with another position again. It just never works. Well, then what's your suggestion, Campbro? Are you putting him into fullback over Keanu? And then you'd have to release Keanu. Keanu would have to go somewhere else, and Keanu doesn't want to go anywhere. I was talking to him the other night. A couple nights ago, I was talking to Keanu about everything. Oh, good hit there from Jaden Campbell. Seb1 says, no point defending the Titans when they can't defend themselves. Correct. Apoffa says, all the games since Panthers vs Storm this week seem so much slower. You see anyone else playing in the grand final? Well, yeah, I can still see other teams in the grand final. I still don't necessarily believe the Panthers make the grand final, but I've got the Storm win the comp. I've said that for weeks now, though, especially with a full-strength team. Oh, for fuck's sake, Gold Coast. They've knocked the ball on again. Sorry about all the swearing today, guys, but you know what's going to happen during Titans games. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. And the Sharks will score here. You guarantee it. Like a drop there from Xiao and DeGroot at the back, and now it's going to be Sharks ball to 15. You guarantee the Sharks will score because this Titans defense is poor. It's pathetic. Brody says, no, definitely not. Keanu is our fullback. It's a situation where we've just dug ourselves into a hole. Yes, so what I'm saying is we've got a hole. We've dug ourselves into it. How do you get out of it? Your decision. Your opinion. How do you get out of that decision? And how do you get out of that opinion? That hole that we've dug? Talakai here, 5 metres out. Tough watch. Every week, Sundo. Every week. This is way worse of a performance than that Rabbitohs game. And that Rabbitohs game was a bad performance from the Gold Coast. Second tackle here at the 4. This has been one of the worst performances the Titans have had this season. I guarantee it's a try. Yep, it's a try from Molotalo. That's what I'm saying. Any time that any team gets any ball against the Titans, they will score. Any time. That's what happens. Any time. Any time, dude. They deserve it. There's no one who can argue that this club doesn't deserve this. They deserve this. They have earned this. They have earned every single point in this game against them. Every single point they have earned having conceded. Every single. Brenton says, haven't had 50 put on yous yet, can still win the comp. No, we had 50 put on us, no? We surely would have had 50 put on us at some stage. Surely. 40 by the Dogs. Yeah, 50 by the Cowboys. Yeah, I knew it. Cowboys. Yeah, 50 to 88 of the Cowboys. Desmond says that try was a YouTuber's fault. Yeah, it was my fault, mate. It was. Yeah, 50 to the Cowboys and 44 to the Bronx. Yeah, just the one 50 bomb, but we have been 50 bomb this year. Wouldn't be shocked if it got to 60, to be honest. Neither would I be playing spotter. Neither would I. There's still 24 minutes to go here. It's they're 12 points away from 50. They're 22 points away from 60. Honestly, they've earned it. They deserve it. They do suck. They 100% just are not good. They 100% just simply are not good. The Gold Coast. So Nico will kick it through, and it's 40 to 10 to the Sharks with 24 minutes to go here in the game. Big day, and this is good for the Sharks. This is good. This is good. If they can score 60, I'll take them off fraudulent. If they can score 60, I will take them off fraudulent. Someone says here, what the hell is Des doing kinky on? Someone said kinky instead of kitty. Adam says his coach is shit. There's so much more than just a coach, but, you know. Yeah, everyone's saying Des needs to go. Any talk of him staying on next year needs to be squashed. How does he pick Firmer at centre when we have seen him all seen him get torn to shreds there? That's correct. And we have a fullback sitting on the bench. That's also correct. And our current fullback has been average at best. I would disagree. I'd say he hasn't been even average. So Titans actually might score here. Titans actually will score here. Jalen LeGroux. No, they're not. That's good defense. I think he's been knocked over the sideline here. I don't think he scores. User says, KO called the Titans Titanic. We should sue them at this point. They're mocking us. No, it's valid. It's valid. Get rid of the coach, rinse and repeat. Exactly right, said Watson. Stuck on 51.36 minutes. Oh, you're talking about the... yeah, okay, thank you. I'll refresh the score. There you go. Yeah. That's a good tackle there from Molatala. No try. Umbik says, what happened with your Insta, mate? What happened with my Insta? What do you mean, what happened with my Insta? My Insta's fine. What are you talking about? I'm literally looking at my Instagram right now. What are you talking about? Darcy says, Walker Brothers, please come save us. Just anybody, dude. Swift says, I mean, we all knew the Sharks were going to be hungry. Agree, after losing the Sharks last week, but Titans basically baby-fed them in this loss. Agree. I did say before the game, my head's saying Sharks 13+. Plus. They need this win way more. They're a better team. They should be able to put the score past the Titans. If they don't, they're going on scam. But if they, this is a fair enough performance here from the Sharks. I don't think they started off the game well. But, they clearly are the better team across the competition this year. Even though they haven't been great, they've still been better than whatever rabble this is for the Titans. And we all expected this. But yeah, you're right. This has been a baby-fed performance as well. Someone says must be blocked. Yeah, you've probably obviously said something to make me block you then. If you can't see my Instagram. Because my Instagram's right there. My Instagram's right there. Still can't believe I haven't blocked Sundo or Dazmate yet. That'll be the day. That'll be the day when I block those two blokes. Hope not like the Titans. We'll go back through your messages with me and probably see what you've said, because I don't usually block people on Instagram, but there would have been a reason for it if you had it would have been a reason for it otherwise. So second tackle of the Sharks, that out. It's a penalty to the Sharks. They had a 6 again. Like, they should just score here and score again very quickly. Canberra says, can we take a single bright spot from this season? Just anything. Like, can anyone think of a single positive for the Titans, even if it is just a good season from one player? I encourage the chat to think of one, because I can't. I encourage you guys in the chat to let me know one positive from the season for the Gold Coast going forward. Second tackle of the Sharks, the 5, I guarantee they score this set. Like, the defense is so poor that it would take a miracle. Oh, well, and that miracle is not going to be Carl. Well, the miracle was Nico Hines kicking the ball too far. So 7 tackles, 7 for the Titans. Last thing I messaged was about a South injury, nothing bad. I don't know. I don't even know which account we're talking about here. Hey, that's a great positive, Dom. I like it. Now, Dom, you are a thinker. If I ever did think a thinker was thinking, you are the biggest thinker that ever did thinker. And Dom F said you weren't in Australia for it. That's a positive. That is a very big positive. That is a superb positive, mate. I love that. And Titans knocked the ball on, so the Sharks will get the ball at the 45. Oh my gosh, please just end this game and take the Broncos-Dolphins game on. Jonas, is the Manly game coming from a Manly fan, but some would say that wasn't the Titans playing good, that was just Manly being trash. Yes and no. It's like they're not mutually exclusive, mate, the two things. So it's like the Titans did play well that game and Manly did play poorly that game. Just like in the Titans-Warriors game, the Warriors played poorly, but the Titans also played well. And it's like what I say about the Sharks and Dragons game last week, where the Sharks played very, very bad. The Dragons played pretty damn well good. But it's not because the Sharks got an easy try there. It's not because the Sharks played bad that the Dragons played good. The Dragons just were pretty well rounded last week against the Sharks, whilst the Sharks also were bad. So it's like they're not only winning because of how bad they are, they're winning because they were bad, but also because they were doing well. So not mutually exclusive. I do disagree with you. I do think the Titans played well in that Manly game, and I'll give them positive raps when I need to. But I also do think that Manly weren't great, for sure, and Manly do have those kind of performances in them. No, I think that would be unfair to say that it was only on Manly in that game. Lee Dark Fire says both firm are in career best form. Well, he's playing in centre here. He should never be playing in centre. We've seen many, many years now, many times, that he's not a centre. So 44-10 here with the kit to come. Seneca Katoa scores. Trojan Feed has been fantastic this year. Largan says, a positive could be that years have been relentless. Kev Bray says, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya, hey, we are shit. Okay, calm down. Calm down. I need this herbal inhaler right now. I need it. 56% second half completion rate, Dom says. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Dasman says 5 wins is a positive. That's more wins than the 2021 Dogs and 2016 Knights combined. Wow, that's sexy stuff. Scott James says, I'm back. What's happening? My suggestion, Scott, is to be back at in about an hour's time or 45 minutes time when we stream the Dolphins Broncos, because fuck all's happened in this game. Jay says, stop singing, mate. My neighbours will think I've joined a cult. You have joined a cult. You have joined a cult. This is a cult right here, mate. We are a cult here on BKR Sport. And that cult is watching Titans games depressed together religiously. You joined this cult many years ago, Mr. Hayes. Don't complain now. Don't complain now, Jay. You joined this cult many years ago. This is not the Church of Scientology, but it's close enough over here. BKR Ontology. Seb Watson says, show ponies versus kicker care is going to be a tough for Olivia, seeing as she supports both teams. Brenton says, you watch the Titans will flog the Wars next week. Hey, look, I wouldn't put it out of the equation just because we are their bogey team, but this is a good result here for you, Brenton, for the Knights. This is a good result. 34 points. If we had a 1, we would have been above you. 34 points means you just need to not get flogged in games. Keanu's about to come on. That's my boy. That's my boy. Swift says, what are your thoughts on Dragons last week? Despite the injuries last night, thought they played well to lose only by 4. I also think Warriors will not survive come finals time. I thought last night was not a good game for the Dragons or the Warriors. I don't think either team really played well, but the Warriors just were able to find a way to win in the end. I just don't. The Sharks are going to kick this ball through here. It's going to end up being a dropout. Yeah. I don't think either team played well. I think last week the Dragons played really well, and I think against the Raiders they played well in pretty tough conditions there, but both teams played the same conditions. I don't think anybody really saw it. Dragons and Warriors fans saw that game very differently to how a lot of the neutral fans watched it. And the neutral fans watched it and said both these teams are making a lot of mistakes and both these teams are very easy beats right now. But it was really good to see the Warriors at least win because they nearly threw it away in the death. But it was very good to see them at least win because they needed to get back into the winner's circle after 3 straight losses. And just Sharks need to score again. And it's a penalty in front of the 6. Might even be a bin for Sam Verrills here. Might be mitigation to stop that. But penalty here for the Sharks. 5 metres out. Yeah, I don't think it was either performance was good yesterday, but I think the Warriors just needed to win. And they got it. So you'd be stoked with it. Stoked with the 2 points. Terrence, I couldn't give a shit what the Eels do against the Bunnies tonight. Lagan says, don't mean to rub a wound, but this game is very similar to the time last year between the Titans and Sharks at Seabus. This is worse. The scoreline's not worse, but this is worse. We lost 44-0 to the Sharks last year at this time. I told you guys this a month and a half ago. The Titans are a team that will go through a run where they'll play some pretty good footy, whether they'll win or lose the games. They'll play some pretty good footy, and there you go. It's 48-10 with the kit to come. Fitty bomb. This will be a fitty bomb here. But like this is what the Titans do. They start the season off awfully for the first half of the year, and then there'll be a point between the half time of the year and the last game of the year. There'll be a point where they come in and they win a couple of games, or they do pretty damn well, and they get the fans back on their side for a little bit, and then they'll go and have a game, usually against the Sharks here, 44-0 last year, now 48-10 with a get to come back to be 50-10. You know, they could score 60. I'm going to take them off for a lot of the Sharks. They've done well enough. They've done well enough to take themselves off. I'm taking them off. I'd take them off. Regardless of how easy the Titans have made it for them, Sharks are coming off fraud a lot because this is a big scoreline and they needed to do it and they've done it. But this is what the Titans do. They get their fans back on side with a couple of okay performances and then they go and just get absolutely tanked because the season means nothing at that point. Because they lose so many games at the start of the year. Last year they started off the season without winning a game until we took on New Zealand in round 8 on Anzac Day. We didn't win a game until Anzac Day last year. Be grateful though. You have a team. Matt's on Sport TV says, as a Bronx fan, I'm not liking these recent results in other games. Yeah, no, you shouldn't be. Yeah, you shouldn't be because right now the Sharks are going to be jumping you guys. Broncos are now in 7th. It's a must-win between the Broncos and Dolphins for both those teams. And Tanner says, with this loss, I think the Titans may be at risk of losing the minor premiership. No. Nah, look, Terrence, you're going to start using the old noggin sometimes. Unfortunately, not using the noggin here today. Knock, who's there? Not today for Mr. Entertain House. The Titans have clearly got the minor premiership locked up, mate. They've clearly got the minor premiership locked up. So, Fitty Bomb, I'm not doing a dance. You can fuck your dance right off. User says, is it possible for the best comeback now? Yeah, mate. 40 points in 16 minutes. We're on. Yeah, no, we're on. Seb Watson says, did I miss the Tino chat, by the way? This game, again, isn't a great example of him looking for the club to show him something. Absolutely. Tino, if he's given a sign of direction, if he's shown direction, if the club gives him belief in the future, he will 1,000,000,000% stay at the club. I guarantee you that with my soul and my heart. From any conversation I've had with him personally, or just in general from what's been said publicly, if he is given a reason to stay with results on the field or the way the organisation is treating this club behind closed doors, he will stay. But if they show shit like this and they don't show him that there is a future on the Gold Coast, because I don't know what the future is for the Titans, if they don't show him something, then he will walk. And he will go to the Dragons or he will go to the Perth Bears. It doesn't matter where, but he will go somewhere. So that's my opinion, because he has never given any inclination otherwise. And I would not be annoyed at him for leaving. I'd be annoyed at our club. It would be our club's fault. Dom F says Eels could score 150 past the Bunnies and still have a negative point difference. That is true. And Sione Gattel will score another easy try here. The Titans are just awful, dude. They are pathetic. They are just pathetic. They are just pathetic, bro. That is pathetic. Swift says, please, whatever you do, don't let the Roosters in the 8. No offense, Sundo. Whatever we do? What do we have to do with the Roosters? What? What do we have to do with the Roosters? We've beaten the Roosters our only time we played them this year. We've done all we can to prevent the Roosters from getting into the 8. We beat them in like round 3 or 4, whatever. That's all we can do. We don't play them again. Kokomu says, how does a first position team lose this much to a Sharks team? No, this is just a simulation you're watching right now. Kokomu, this is just a simulation. You got to really... Come on, guys. You got to start really thinking, man. Yeah, start thinking. The Titans, they're never going to start thinking, but you guys got to really start thinking. This is simulation here, mate. This is a simulation game of what would happen if the Titans just wanted to allow other teams to have a chance at the comp. But if we played the real game, it'd be the opposite way around, as we all know. Joshua Price says, I picked the Shark. Well, that's just unbelievable, Josh. That's really good stuff, mate. You know what? I really got to commend you. I got to clap you. I got to clap you. That's a bold call. That's a bold call, Joshua Price. That is fantastic work. Oh my gosh. Like, I salute you. That is just, how are you going to tip the Sharks? 54-10, 13 minutes to go? That's a crazy prediction. That's crazy for you to think the Sharks are going to win this game. Wow, I'm really impressed, Joshua Price. I am really, really impressed. Tony says we should put Titans as fraud alert. No, we can't do it because they are minor premiers at the moment, so we can't do it. Hazy says, BKR Sport, Titans fans deserve a lot better. I know, I say this all the time. Management is dead set terrible. Yes, but they'd rather blame me than they would rather blame themselves. Michael Potts says, who's coaching Titans in 2026? I don't know. I don't know the future of this club. Yeah, the home of the NRL says the Titans are resting all their players because they're so far up the ladder. Yeah, you get it. You just understand it. Someone says, Roos is going all the way. Yes, we are ready. Don't you start, please. Please. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live at the Broncos-Dolphins game. There'll be a bit more hype and excitement and fun in that stream than me just talking about this god-awful team that I support. Happy for my mum, though. Happy for the Sharks. I tipped them to win the comp pre-season. I thought they'd be better. This is more results that we would have been looking for. And happy for my mum. So, you know, it's shit house to see the Titans be so poor, but if we get the spoon this year, we deserve it. Dorad says, I saw 10-6 Titans took a nap and woke up to see 54-10. Welcome to the Gold Coast, son, the beautiful Gold Coast. Grace says, Luffy gone to the Warriors to replace RTS off to R360. Speaking of Warriors, they'll probably win 13 plus next week. So, yep, that's a stupid comment. But look, Luffy is going to go somewhere else. I think that if Luff wants to stay here, but I don't think that he'll be here if Dez is here. So it really comes down to, and Titans over the sideline, they'll hit 60 here. They may hit 70, the Sharks. They may hit 70. But yeah, like, yeah, look, overall, I think that Luffy would stay if it wasn't for Dez. But Dez being here, like, I know other stuff privately, but, like, not speaking to Loff, but I don't think that Loff will be here if Dez is here. I will reply to this comment, just checking and see if you're having a meltdown in the chat like the old days. At least your mother is happy, Titans equals dog shit. Good to see that I'm always on your thought process and that you know my family and appreciate it for my mum. So I appreciate that for mum because I'm happy for my mum too. But yeah, no, I'm having a meltdown because my club is fucking shit. That's why. So I will have a meltdown and I'll continue to have a meltdown. And that's why you're here. That's why you're always here. That's why everyone's here. Because they don't care about the Sharks and Titans game. They care about me being angry and upset about how shit this team is. So thank you for thinking of me in your brain. And Titans are away here. Jaden Campbell, he's going to score a try here. But he won't even score a try. He doesn't have the pace. But good intercept there from JC. But yeah, no, it's always good to know that I'm first in your thought process when the Titans are playing, big boy. Haga says Titans wouldn't spoon. Titans need a better halfback. Kieran is old. Titans need a lot more than just a halfback. But yeah, Kieran is unfortunate. He knows. Kieran knows that his time is coming to an end. 10 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. How can we choke a game we never had? Oh no, this isn't a choke. Zen says, oh, Goga choke us. Yeah, no, this isn't a choke. We just weren't good. Like I said, I know you're frustrated, but it makes me laugh. I know, that's why people come here. I'm very well aware. Old mate thought that was like an insult that he just sent me. I know exactly why people watch me during Titans games. They're not interested in the Titans. Nobody cares about the Titans, and that's valid. That's valid. If I wasn't a Titans fan, I wouldn't give a shit about this Titans team. I wouldn't care less, but I am a Titans fan. So it's like, I'm very well aware why people watch these streams during Titans games. Angus Fall says, feel bad for the De Group, man. What can he do there? Yeah, you're right, but he's also been poor today. But you're right. Kokomo says he's still in Vietnam, mate. Yeah, no, I'm in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh. Yeah, no, I'm here for a little bit. I'm enjoying my time here. Might check out Da Nang and whatnot at some point, but no, we're just enjoying traveling overseas. It's really good, and it gets your mind off of shit like this. Darrell says, do you think Tipper can go past Irvine? Yeah, I do think Tipper can get past Ken Irvine. I don't think he'll get past Alex Johnston, but because they're both playing and Johnston's still got a few more years in him. But I do think that he could get past Ken Irvine. He just needs to play probably good. If he plays 2 more years, then he definitely goes past him. So I think, what is he, 28 tries behind Ken Irvine? And CSF Italic guy could run now to the 20. Dad says, I wouldn't be surprised if Kelly, Sammy, Tino, Loffy, and Dave all go, plus the retired and off contracts. Sammy will definitely go. Dave is going. Kelly, I'm not sure on. Tino, I don't know, unless the Titans don't give him any belief in closed doors. Okay, well, the Titans are going to score here through Phil Sami. So 54-14 with the kick to come. Knock on Sharks. Titans try. Camp Brody says, the Forum Farewell Tour is going swimmingly. I feel so bad for him, man. Yeah, like, he's a part of this, but, like, he is a part of this issue. But he's an amazing human being, and I wish we could do better for him, for sure. I do. I wish we could do better for him, for sure. Angus Forces felt bad for DeGroot all game, eh? Not much he can really do in those situations. Especially the first one. Yeah, the Sharks kicking game into DeGroot has been really, really good in regards to forcing him over the sideline. It has been really, really good there. But overall, like, you got to look at this and just be like, yeah, this is poor. This is poor. Jenko says, while you're in Saigon, Cal Freezy did a video recently on food around that area at a bunch of different restaurants. Thank you, Jenko. Vietnam is amazing for food. Amazing for food. Is he here now, is he? He's in Ho Chi Minh now. Kokomus is living your best life, it sounds like. Yeah, you know, we've been in... and that's why when you get haters coming here, you just laugh. Because, like, they're sitting in their basement, their mother's basement, whilst, you know, I'm enjoying watching, whether my team shit or not. Like, we're watching every single game, enjoying it, having fun with a laugh with you guys. I'm in Vegas for the NRL games, and then I was in Hawaii, and then I went to India for 3 months. I was in Hong Kong for a night or whatever. Went to Thailand for a couple months. Lost a bunch of weight. Been in Vietnam now, and I got Fiji coming up soon to go see my family and whatnot. You know, like, that's why we kind of respond very realistically nowadays, rather than being ultra defensive. But before, because, like, back before, I would defend this club to the bone, and anything that anyone said, I would take offense personally. Now it's like, I get it. You know, now my mind over the last year has changed dramatically. And, like, I'm quite realistic in regards to the Titans, comparatively to what I have been in the past. And that's why I said, heads tipping Sharks 13 plus here today, and they should. They should win this game 13 plus. But when you're going to every game, people don't realise this because people don't go to every game. If you go to every single game, home or away, especially as a Queensland club or a New Zealand fan or a Storm fan or a fan outside of the Sydney radius, it impacts you greatly because your whole life is surrounded by just the footy and just what the results are. And that's why it gets really hard, and it got really hard. But that's why travelling, AJ Bremson's away. Oh yeah, let's just perform now. Keanu, go Keanu. Oh, it would have been awesome to see him score. Third tackle at the 20. That's why travelling is good, because you can just remove yourself from the situation and then just get back into it. But during the Titans games, it's always going to be very emotional and passionate. Fourth tackle, 15 metres out. Dom F says, you're watching footy for a living, travelling there, clocking up you're watching footy for a living, travelling, whilst they're clocking up 3 hours a game. That's a good one. All right, so Q4, and the best thing is that I know that old mate will still be watching too. So it's going to be, because he's probably got a rock hard on that we're talking about him. Largan says, it's a great view to see AJ beat the record, but let's be real, it probably will get beaten in less than 10 years with these up-and-coming try-scoring freaks like AKP in the lot. I think AKP would absolutely break that try-scoring record, but unfortunately he doesn't get the game time to be able to do it, and now he's injured. But yeah, look, Alex Johnston has done an incredible work, and I'm not going to degrade his performance, but like overall, if you do look at it, like I would say there's a knock-on from the Sharks. Overall, if you do look at it, there are much better wingers overall than Alex Johnston. It's just that Alex Johnston is perfect for just being the brilliant finisher, right? And he is at the Rabbitohs team that has set up nicely down that left-hand side for him to score as many tries as he has. So yeah, it will be broken. Records are always made to be broken, man. It's the whole point of a record. Christian said, I love David to come to South under Wayne. I've got good word that he probably is. Like he says, for me, I watch your streams because I actually enjoy your content. I'm always hoping the best for the Titans. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I'm hoping the best for the Titans. Like, for the most part, like, streams on other games are all completely different to what we are here. All completely different to what we are here. But during Titans games, it's going to be different. Kokomoose has done more travel than most people doing their whole life. Titans will score. Josh Patson will score his first try of his career. So it'll be 54-20 with the kid to come. Jason's Place scored a job in a call centre in India to supplement his spendings. That's it. That's it. T says, you Titans fans deserve so much more, mate. Damn. No, I know they do. I know we do. I know that the Titans fans deserve. That's why if you guys follow me, if you're not following me on Instagram, please go follow on Instagram on the pinned comment in the description. I will have something to say about this game on Instagram for sure, because I know, because I get to see all the little organizational members one by one watching my stories, one by one, every single one of them, one by one. My little minions watching what I say. My little Titans organizational minions. Little minions. So yeah, no, I'll be posting something on Instagram after this. Floormat says, are you watching the Wallabies tonight? South Africa are rusty at the moment, coming off 2 games against Italy and Georgia. Wallabies a chance. Momentum was with the Wallabies. Time zone actually pretty good for me being in Vietnam. What time is that game on? Wallabies, 10:10. Yeah, I'll watch that straight on into the, I won't stream it, but I'll watch that straight going into the Man City game, yeah. That'll be an awful time slot for you guys in Australia. That'll be like, what, 1, 2 a.m. or something? Laurie says, as a Waz fan, I'm up to my Titans. Nothing wrong being a Waz and Titans fan. Well, maybe next week there is. But no, you're right. A bit of a soft spot for the Waz. 3 minutes 47 to go here. 54-22. What a high scoring game. Sean James says, your passion and honesty is why we're here, mate. If you don't like it, fuck off. Exactly right, mate. Exactly right. First tackle now of the Titans at the 13. Jono says, how many tries do you reckon AJ finished his career on? What was he, 30 years old? He's still got a few years left in him. Alex Johnston, age... Yeah, he's 30 years old. He's still got a good 4 years left in him, dude. Like, he'll bank him up. He'll bank him up. But with the way that tries are scored nowadays and how fast players are and the speed of the game, like, that record will be broken. In maybe not the next couple of years, but close enough. Borklitz says, only 50 points. Titans come win the premiership now. Yeah, that is true, but also the Titans have already conceded 50 points this year. Philip Sami will give it off to Regan Campbell-Gillard. Sharks' defense in this last, 10 minutes has been putrid. Titans can score points, just have to sort out their defensive effort. The only reason they've scored points here today is on the basis that the Sharks got complacent. They just got complacent here in the last 10 minutes. Otherwise, it would have been 54-10. That's why you're not seeing me celebrate the tries, because, who cares about the tries? And Toby Rudolph gets the strip anyway. Darcy says, can't imagine the phone calls happening tonight behind doors. Going to be some high tension. No, they'll all sit there and bloody at Parkwood and sip on their cappuccinos. Sip on their cappuccinos at Parkwood. Ibrahim says, Titans scored 22 points on a top 10 team. Raise ticket prices. Yeah, I think it's time to raise the ticket prices. I swear down, if I see those membership prices rise for our fans by the end of this year for next year, I hate the membership department at our club. I used to be pretty close to them. I hate them. They make me sick. Fitz tackle at the 35, and Braden Trindle's going to whack this ball down at the 15, and it's going to be... Down the group, gives it off to AJ Brimson, then to Keanu Kenny, and Keanu, that's a high tackle. No, they didn't call it. Jared Choices, Titans, I read that comment. Dom says, what's the 1, 2, 3, 6 in your name, Jay? That's the birth year? That was his birth year, yeah. That was when Jay Hayes was born. Well, a minute and a half to go here, guys. Don't forget, in half an hour time, we'll be live for the next game, which is going to be the Broncos and Dolphins, which is an absolute belter at Suncorp Stadium. Absolute belter. Will be a much better stream, and we'll have a lot more fun than this one. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Deraz says, are the Sharks capable of doing anything in the finals? Well, this next 4 weeks isn't really going to tell us that, mate. I don't personally think so, but there's still a chance they make the top 4. With a win here today and a 32-point swing, they go from 35 to plus 77. They go into 6th position, and they're only 2 points behind the Warriors, but they have a bye. So they have the bye next week, the Sharks, which will put them on 32 points next week. If the Warriors don't beat the Titans, which they lost them 4 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, and Titans are the bogey team, if the Warriors don't get a win there, and the Panthers lose to the Raiders next week, very big game, The Sharks are actually in the top 4 next week. So that'd be huge. But no, I don't think the Sharks are going to be doing anything serious in the finals. But, we'll see. We'll see. So Kieran Foran, he'll put that ball up. And the Sharks knock that ball on. And that's going to be a penalty. Take the 2, Titans. Take the 2. Craig Howarth was hidden. Yeah, good. Catch you later, loser. Catch you later, loser. Sunder says, as a Roosters fan, I don't really know who I want to win. Obvious answer is Dolphins to keep us in the 8, but Broncos have lost all their players and they might drop out if they keep losing. I would say as a Roosters fan, it depends on what you want long-term season-wise. Would you rather play the Broncos or the Dolphins in the finals? I know you won by 60, but would you rather play the Broncos or the Dolphins in the finals? I think the Dolphins are probably a bit more tricky. But anyway, full-time score here, 54-22. I don't need to speak too much, lads. That was awful from the Titans. And good stuff right there from the Sharks, who will go fraud alert and they'll go up into 6th position for the time being. And if the Broncos win, the Sharks will go down to 7th. If the Broncos lose, the Sharks will stay in 6th position for the week. Look, very disappointing effort there from the Titans, but I'm going to go have a quick little say on my Instagram about what we saw here today. But I appreciate you for tuning in, guys. We do our best. We'll still support our team through thick and thin. It's my team. It's my community, man, so I'll always support them. But, it is very frustrating, very difficult to watch. But I appreciate you as always. We will see you in 20 minutes' time for the next game, Broncos-Dolphins. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.